It's a Sunday, folks. It's fine.
There we
It's
go.
perfect.
Hello. Now you can hear me. Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, mini-series, and long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Today, we are playing I feel like a really, slept-on game. Like, this is a good, solid TTRPG that I just never see anywhere, and it's so unfortunate because it's so much fun. We're playing some Through the Breach. Based on the tabletop miniature game of Malifaux, which again is a beautiful setting. If you love horror, go check it out if you like minigames. If not, check this out. It's cards. We use cards. We don't use dice here.
Nice.
In the last game we played, we had a drinking game, which whatever beverage you have at hand, where every time I asked for a roll, everyone would drink.
I forgot about that. That's
You're
right.
gonna be so caffeinated by the end of this.
I'll be
Jesus
so
Christ.
hydrated. But yeah, before we dive into it, I do have just a few announcements. The first being, of course, we are sponsored today and every stream by Saul Muppet Publishing. They're a very cool publishing house with a bunch of very cool games under their belt, namely Orbital Blues, which we have done a playthrough of on the channel, and you'll see again just as soon as I get my grubby little paws on Orbital Blues Afterburn. Other than that, if you miss any of our streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. We are just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. Hundreds of videos, over 1,000 hours. We are approaching 2,000 hours of content at this point, which is crazy. But yeah, go support all the stuff, all the cool nerds that tell all of these cool stories. And yeah, we'd love you for it. But before we do our character introductions, do just a little paragraph here to read about the world of Malifaux. Let me start some music up. There we go. Malifaux is a world aside from our own. Located in another realm, another dimension of reality, it is home to monsters and mankind alike. Far too often, the two become indistinguishable from one another. Despite being a different world, Malifaux is similar to Earth in many ways. It has breathable air, discernible seasons, and a blue sky with a sun that rises in the morning and sets in the evening. The soil is suitable for growing crops, and earth plants have been successfully transplanted into Malifaux, and vice versa, with little fuss. There are differences, of course. The stars and constellations in the night sky are completely different from those of Earth. And the two moons, the bright Ilios and the darker Delios, hang overhead at night. Some people claim that the sun makes colors appear brighter and more vivid in Malifaux, as if the world had been painted onto glass. But the majority of people who travel here don't notice much of a change. In short, Malifaux may seem strange to humans, and it's certainly dangerous in the way of untamed wilderness, but it is rarely alien. Most natural laws, such as humanity understands them, continue to function in Malifaux, just as they do on Earth. Welcome, cast and crew. I'm gonna go around, let everyone tell the cast tell the viewers who you are, who you're playing, and we'll dive on in. We're gonna go right to left this time. That means we're gonna start with Gray.
I am Gray. You can find me nowhere on nothing because I'm not really a social media guy. I will be playing the doctor this time. You can just call him Doc.
Fair enough. Brings us over to Steve.
I am Steve, Tall Halfling on most of the socials, Tall Halfling RPG over on Threads. And today I'm playing Alistair Crawbert Northriddle of the Southeastern Northriddles. He's a bit of an academic Oh, good soul. Easy to forget. I've already lost interest. Move on. Alistair, though.
I love it.
Then over to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. The Ginger Brigade on Twitch and Blue Sky. I will be playing Persephone White, who wears a veil across her face, but dresses in darker reds and blacks colors, and the veil will come into play later, and you'll see what happens. Also a cousin to Alistair, so family, but not direct family. Probably a mom was sister thing. So
I'm sure
yeah,
everything is fine.
I'm the combat monkey of the group. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Especially Malifaux. And then
Oh, yeah,
over to
totally.
Ling.
Hello, I'm Ling. Need more underscore dice on the things. She, her. I'm gonna be playing Irma McGee, but everyone can call me Smokey. I am a marksman and a criminal, depending on how you look at it. So.
Heck yeah. Just leaves me. I'm Andrew. I'll be our Fate Master for today's game. That, and of course, this deck of Fate cards in my hand, which will determine whether these lovely characters get to live or die. But, I think that's probably all the introduction we need. Dive on into this. I desperately try to find my notes and where those went. But we're good. So what happens when you're like me and your desktop looks like a war zone?
Too many RPGs there, Andrew.
My curse landed, as expected.
Look, when you make a living out of running RPGs, one shots, and all that fun stuff, you're bound to have times where windows get lost because of other windows and computers eating things. So it is understandable that this happens. And as always, because I'm the weird one who always says that tech listens. As always, it happens when you're already in the swing of things versus beforehand.
One thing you didn't check.
So, yeah.
There we go. We're good.
Okay.
Let's actually put a pause in this. The last spike. A filthy old drinking hole just a stone's throw away from the Southgate station. Every person here is incomplete. All some form of pneumatics replacing their various lost flesh. Rail workers, one and all, stinking of machine oil and sweat. A young Three Kingdoms woman, fairly nicely dressed for a place like this, in a gray and black gown, waves to you all. As you're all sitting there enjoying your drink, why don't you tell me what you're doing? And how you, if you are even taking up this odd-looking woman on her invitation for you to come join them.
Well, if we want to keep right to left, I suppose I can start.
Sure.
So my character is probably not directly related to the Ten Thunders, but like anybody who lives in the Little Three Kingdoms, has definitely had dealings with them here and there before. He probably has patched up more than his share of Ten Thunders brothers. He's about a 63-year-old man with a long gray braid down the small of his back. He has big white round spectacles over really graying blue eyes, maybe slightly cataract. He's probably actually actively stitching somebody up as we speak.
Well, the
And,
bartender just brings by a glass of some kind of clear liquid, which is either meant for you to drink or to use as disinfectant. No one's entirely sure.
Both?
Both.
Yeah.
Bit for the wound, a bit for the person, and a bit for me.
Take a sip, dub some on the wound, hand it over to the guy.
Yeah. Pat him on his back and send him on his way.
Alistair, what you doing?
So Alistair has his nose buried in a book, as he often does. He's also trying not to think about the rumbling in his stomach. The train ride did not suit him very much. He's city folk, you know. He's wearing what was a crisp white shirt when he started off this morning, but being around a steam engine and all of this nonsense, it's not weathered quite so nicely. He has a duster that he apparently is hoping will make him look like he fits in. It's very obvious that it is right off the rack. And speaking of his back, a rifle slung over his shoulder that gives the distinct impression that it's for looks and just in case, and perhaps has not been suitably broken in. He sees people going by and blinks for a moment and stares over at Persephone as she goes by and shakes his head. Can't be, and goes back to his book.
Persephone, this individual has locked eyes with you.
I was about to say, so how, before I give my description, how nice does this person, does she look out of place? Like, does she look like she's too well dressed for this area?
A little.
Or does she really fit in here?
She's basically in like a skirt that, I know I said gown, but it's more like a skirt to be for, not knowing the terminology. Goes down about halfway out to the knees, from the knees to the feet, whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm.
Got a fairly thick leather belt around her hips that kind of sags to one side where there's a handful of tools. Her right arm is pneumatic, and she's got a pair of very small, very thin glasses pinched on the bridge of her nose.
Okay. So Persephone has that like skirt concept the same as her, in like dark maroons and black colors. There is a sword on her hip because you got to have a weapon, but she doesn't carry any guns. Guns take reloading, and reloading takes time that I can actually fill the space with beating you into the ground. So Persephone has any kind of melee weaponry or any melee, like she looks like she could take a rough and tumble, but she wears a veil across her face, but her eyes are slightly sunken but still very vibrant. When like she's not dying, but there's something a little off. Well, if she locks eyes with me, then I guess I'm gonna slide over and just sit across from her and wait.
Looks at you, kind of glances back at the rest of your companions. And Smokey, what you doing?
I think I'm standing behind everyone, just with my arms crossed, just kind of observing. Excuse me. Can't quite tell if it's dust or if it's wear or if there's something you can tell that what I'm wearing has been around a while. It's blue or gray or red. I blend in. I've got a hat pulled down pretty low. I've got my leather duster that's cut a little bit different and the normal. Can't quite figure out why. And yeah, just trying to blend in with the background and kind of just observing. I'll look over to Alistair. Like, what do you reckon? Fresh meat?
I'm sorry, I lost audio for just a second.
Yeah. What do you think about that one over there? Have you got some fresh meat?
He's a little bit startled to be spoken to, but looks up and tips his hat and I'm sure you can tell, but I'm new in town. I'm just getting my bearings. And yourself, where are you from?
Uh-huh. And I'll go. I'll go and just kind of walk up to the bar, put anything on there, and I'll look at my friend Persephone and try to figure out what she's doing.
I feel like Smokey lost
so-
interest in that conversation immediately.
Immediately.
Alistair's like opened his mouth to
Alistair has that
talk,
effect on people.
and Smokey was already done and turning to walk away.
I mean, if you're looking at Persephone, body language is not full hostile, but definitely just like, we're either going to get information or she's my next meal. That's the look, the body language look that you're seeing. You've seen her do it before.
Yeah. I'm just kind of scanning the clothing of that woman and seeing, okay, I could use a new set of tools.
She does look you up and down, Persephone. You don't look like you belong here.
I mean, I'd say the same about you, but I guess
Looks
I'm
at
wrong.
Her pneumatic arm, looks at the rest of the 10 Thunders around the room. Say I fit in more than you do. Don't get me wrong. I could use someone like you.
Mm-hmm.
I have an opportunity, but I need help. Help from those that looks you again up and down. Aren't afraid to get your hands dirty.
I'm listening.
Please. She steps to the side, gesturing towards a door that leads to a back room. Why don't we have a chat?
Persephone's gonna turn towards Smokey and everybody and just do one of those like quick single whistles, just to get tension, and then like a full like finger twirl, and then follow her through the door.
I think Alistair startles at that and looks over again and puts down his book in astonishment and is going to trail out after them. Cousin Persephone. Wasn't actually supposed to be part of this mission, but here he goes.
Yeah, as soon as he walks up, just Alice, what are you? Hi.
I feel like my character knows what's going on here, just from word of mouth and him listening to people. And so those three walk into the room, and I'll also walk in the room with like a giant tea set.
Yes.
I have a feeling I was rambling on while you were trying to give me something for my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, a good sawbones fits in anywhere.
Yeah.
And I sit down, everyone takes a seat. I go around, and it almost doesn't appear like I'm anything but just here to serve tea. And then maybe to some people's surprise, maybe not to others. I actually, pour the 10 Thunders lady who walked in her tea, and then I sit down with my own cup.
You're all sitting around a table. There's another gentleman sitting there. A little bit older. Very much the same aesthetic of, one limb missing to about the elbow, but there's mechanical, adaptation for being able to attach any number of different tools, whatever the situation required. The lady sits down, pulls out a deck of cards, shuffles it. Sit. Play. Let her go hold'em, aces high, eights wild. And starts dealing out cards. Just to get us into the action, why don't we do some flips for some gambling?
Gambling sucks.
It's fine. It's just a friendly game. Target number 6.
Oh.
I'm assuming that we have drawn a twist deck by
Yes,
now.
you should
Yeah,
have
you
3
get
cards.
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't we go left to right? Smokey. That is an 8 of tomes, which means that you are already succeeding. Unless you want to cheat, you could cheat lower if you wanted. You could cheat higher just to show off. Because if you beat the DC by, I believe it's 5 or more, and I was going to check that and completely forgot.
You are correct.
Then it gives you an extra degree of success. You really want to just make a name for yourself, just bam, just shove it in their face that you know what you're doing.
And look at my card. Put it back down. Take out a little flask. Enhance my tea. And just sit back.
Okay. Persephone. That's a 10 of tomes.
I have a 0 in gambling, so we'll stick with it.
An Alistair. An 8 of crows.
I have a 5 in
So
gambling, so doing just
13.
fine.
Wow.
That is an extra degree
Wow,
of
it's all about
success.
the math.
Alistair's a card counter.
At the
Call it
moment, Alistair is handedly winning this round. Doc. That is a 6 of tomes. That's enough to get you by. Unless you want to cheat, Alistair is going to win this round.
I do want to cheat, actually. In my hand, I have an ace of hearts. I will cheat to lose. That means I lose an expertise duel, and I'll draw a card.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Losing on purpose. It has its benefits. Getting to read someone when they lose is one thing. Getting to read them when they win is different. But the hand continues. Alistair, you do end up winning. But it seems like this was more just an attempt to try to read you all than to try to win. And finally, after the hand is shuffled back, she raises an eyebrow. So, would you like to rob a train?
Persephone's eyes light up at that point. Just like, oh, this is more than just a friendly card game.
The rest of you.
It's on the train. A bit more information than that.
I promise you, you don't. There are riches. That should be enough.
I'll go over and try to see if Alistair's passed out.
Not passed out, just fish out of water. Don't entirely get along with trains all that well, but Could I do a history check? History duel to see if I know about any other train robberies in the area in recent years. Maybe this is part of.
You don't even have to do a flip for that. It is common enough that there's many. Many aren't successful, but some are.
All right.
My character's response to her question is, I say it in Chinese, and I basically tell her, I have served, I will be of service.
Good.
Alistair's still looking a little apprehensive.
I think he's waiting to see whether you're in. I suspect we've had some adventures when we were kids, but
She'll lean over and look at him and go, "Look, we need an ideas guy, and I know you're good at that."
oh, nice to be appreciated every now and then. Why not?
Persephone knows just what to say to get Alistair to do something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Alistair lives his life one jump scare at a time, and I love it.
Oh yeah, totally.
The gentleman at the table pulls out a photograph, sets it down, kind of slides it over. I'm Shanzu. This is G. And before you get it in your minds, you try to betray us, stab us in the back, or otherwise tangle with us in any way we deem unreputable. You live to regret it, but not for long. Tapping the picture, you all see a woman along with a row of men all standing in front of a very ornate railway engine with the name Southern Belle across it. The man on the right, Alchemon, the founder of the Condor Rails, biggest railway in all of Malifaux. So big, the Guild and the Union both enjoy kissing his boiler-plated ass to keep him happy. Some folks say his fortune was skimmed from railway profits, ill-gotten money, the like that can't be put into any bank. A woman there in the end, Mary Ann Rooker, head designer of the trains. Built them pretty passenger cars that folks like to ride in. Also built them a vault, one on wheels. We believe it's there. We find that vault, steal it, bring it out into the city, 8 miles down to Edgeport Line, an abandoned depot. My people crack it open. We all walk away rich.
So, are you thinking that the vault is just one part of the, like, is one car in the line, or inside one of the cars that, like, smaller? Because, like, you just detach that car?
Inside one of the cars. It is common knowledge for all of you that the Southgate Rail Yard is a guild fortress. There are security everywhere. But security is also much lighter inside the walls. He pulls out another picture, slides it across the table. There's a chunk of wall that you've all probably seen before traveling through here, but he points towards a section kind of hidden behind some shrubbery and some, rock patches. Underground passage. Runs right underneath the fortifications. Tell you how to find it, could get you in. Can even get you proper attires and employment papers for disguises.
I'm not doing anything else today.
For now, you're robbing a train.
All right.
We don't know exactly what the vault looks like, but we know roughly where it'll be. We know that it's been in use for years, uncracked, so that works in our favor. Not expecting someone to try to steal it.
I'm looking at my companions and trying to suss out whether any of us is strong enough to actually lift a vault.
Not
not.
Miss,
It
not
is-
Doc.
It'd be me.
It is
Okay.
on wheels. It is mobile.
I think of all of us, I have the high. I think I have the highest might. I'm at 2, so I'd be able to push that thing fairly well, even on wheels. So,
Just, I think I forgot to mention this. Doc is 5'2".
yeah.
I've got a -3 in might.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
Oh,
it's worse than me.
Once it's open,
Alistair, in keeping with being so forgettable, is absolutely average physically. +0, +0, +0, +0.
no.
Yes, that's what
zeros
he-
across the board.
Oh my god. No.
Alistair looks like default human.
Default human. Yeah. Buddy.
You started the
Ooh.
game at character creation and just said good enough.
No. He did what everybody from Fallout and shoves it all into luck. That's what he did. Luck and charisma.
Well, like I said, once the safe is cracked open, we split it evenly. We all walk away.
Just as a general thing, because I've dealt with the Ten Thunders before. Am I familiar with these two at all?
Probably
'Cause-
not. There's a lot of railway
Probably
workers.
Gotcha. I probably deal with very much just the grunts. They file in, they get patched up, they file out.
Oh yeah.
It's a revolving door.
Just
Do most of the people that work this railway have pneumatic something, or are there some that don't?
Most do,
Okay.
if not all.
Yeah, we're gonna stick out like sore thumbs, even with paperwork and disguises. We're still gonna stick out. So
Thankfully, your outfit.
I point out that don't worry, the new workers usually have all of their limbs.
Oh yeah.
It's the old ones
Temporary.
that are
Fair.
missing them.
fair. That is fair.
Well,
And they did mention passenger cars, so there are non-workers expected to be around the train, I suppose.
of course there are.
But I do think we have the right to know what we are expecting to find in the vault. After all, and he starts rattling off the entire history of legislation and jurisprudence
I give him
surrounding.
I give him like
Green
20
Heights.
seconds tops to ramble, and I pat him on the shoulder and go, cuz, calm. Money, script probably is in that vault. That's all that matters.
A lot of it. A lot of ill-gotten gains that belong to the people. Not some bureaucrat so he can sit on it. So he can die with it in his hands.
What's that old that old story, the Robin Hood? We're Robin Hood in this train.
Right.
he seems like he's about to start launching into a diatribe about Robin Hood, but
I put a hand on his shoulder. Like,
Both of us are like, no. You're fine.
I hear you go.
We promise.
No.
I make Alistair another cup of tea, but I add like 2 splashes of bourbon for his nerves in it. I'm noticing.
So I take it you're all in then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the sound of that.
All right. Good.
never been able to say no to Persephone.
She just, you can tell she's smiling. You can't see it, but the eyes show she's just like grinning, like, yup.
The deck of cards is again shuffled before being tucked away. And first you need to get into the Southgate rail yards. Get onto the train, find the vault, and get it off. We'll be waiting. We'll be around, listening, watching. Try not to screw it up. And they'll
Are we
both-
on a time clock here?
Yes.
Good question.
Immediately. And they'll get up and, start grabbing their things. Prepare yourselves. Train will be arriving tomorrow. They'll step out.
Give us something so when we meet the new folks, they know that you sent us.
Look at
We
you.
go to the
at
secret
each other.
passageway.
They'll know. They're gonna walk out.
I really don't want to get on 10 Thunder's bad side, so I'll take
No,
that.
Probably
like,
not.
and when they leave, she'll look at Smokey and go, yeah, they'll know. We don't have any nomadic limbs. It's just, we still have all of our body parts.
Yeah, but, we want them to know that she sent us. Fools, or you know her name? Yeah.
Did they introduce themselves very briefly? Like, my character probably heard it, but Robin does not.
Her name is G.
Same.
J, spelled J-I.
G. Oh, I thought that was the person in the photo.
And
No,
the
that's the
gentleman's
person who
name
pulled us
was
back here.
Shazu. The people in the photo were Alchemon, the founder of Condor Rails, and the woman was Marianne Rooker, the head design for the trains.
Has Marianne Rooker done any other designing around this area?
You could probably do a little digging. You have enough time. I mean, you could go just meet her in her office if you wanted to.
No, not that. I would be more interested to see, like, what other things she's designed, because sometimes designers like to use the same, like, signature thing in their work, and it's possible that that might be something we can use to...
I'd give you target number 10, bureaucracy, literacy, or notice.
That's not me. I'm going to tell Alistair to do that.
Could I go with engineering as a way of understanding how the train works and what's good
For
and
this specific thing, I would need one of those 3. This may not be exactly what you're looking for,
sorry.
but doing any digging into Marianne, there's something you might uncover.
Yeah. I'm not good with the book smarts. I just got an idea and I throw it to the person who has their nose in a book 24/7. So.
Oh, all right. So we will try bureaucracy and see if everything that Mom and Dad taught me
What's your AV?
will help us out.
Yeah, what's your AV for bureaucracy?
6.
6, so you need a 4 or higher. That is a 2 of crows.
That's okay. I am going to discard the Black Joker, which, as an academic, allows me to try it again.
You shouldn't have any jokers.
You shouldn't have a joker in your twist deck.
I thought it did.
You should only
No.
have
Oh,
ace
alright.
through
Add
king.
jokers.
Okay, sorry, I misread that page. All right, hang on.
All good.
Let me redraw and find out what I have in that.
Your deck has 13 cards, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
it had 15 because I was misreading the
Yeah.
instructions.
Yeah, the only jokers should be in here.
Yeah. The Fate Master's the only one who gets jokers. Everything else is us. So.
Okay. Sorry, remind me of the math here.
You're short by 2.
You have a 6, you have a target number 10.
Okay.
You need a 4 or higher.
And you pulled a 2. So you can either cheat higher to succeed or use your academic thing. Okay, cheat higher.
4 of rams.
Yep.
Absolutely. Whether it's, pulling out an old book you have or doing some digging into the local records office or just remembering an article that you saw, there was a fairly large article, a large lawsuit that alleged that Alchemon embezzled so heavily from the original Earthside Railway line after the breach reopened that it forced that railway line into bankruptcy. The reason that comes to mind now is that Marianne Rooker was the plaintiff on behalf of her family, who lost their fortune when the Earthside Railway went under. The suit was dropped before it ever went to trial.
Huh.
So the family of the person who designed the vault just tried to sue the person who owned the railway,
Mhm.
but dropped the suit, just to make sure I followed that correctly.
Yep, Marianne Rooker's family lost everything, allegedly because of Alchemon and his embezzling.
And Marianne's the only one who's still getting anything from it because she's working for Alchemon.
It would seem
Hmm.
that she basically chose the lesser of two evils and decided to at least continue to work on the railway line, even if it meant working for the individual that basically sent her family under.
For the record, Alistair does not remember the news accounts, doesn't remember the stuff that was in the public eye. He rattles off the court case.
No, that makes sense. It does make sense.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
Yeah. I still don't know how you do it, Alistair, but okay. That's a little sketch. And potentially
Maybe,
a way to drive a wedge between the two of them.
or if she shacked up with him to get as much money as she could, there's a wedge between her and her family.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that too. Yeah.
And she might have left some old designs in the place she used to live. We could see how her family's
Yeah.
living, and if they're not doing too good, we can see if they have anything of hers that might be old or information we can use.
How far away from where we are is the family estate? Whether or not it's still their estate.
It is not their estate anymore. Long since lost.
Okay. How far away
By
is
the way,
it?
just so we're on the up and up, using an academic ability to draw a card after having resolved an academic skill duel.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah. How far is that estate from where we are now?
Nowhere near. It's near the breach.
Nowhere near. Okay. Oh, so that's like days. Okay.
Yeah.
That idea's out. Okay.
It's good. It's a good thing to remember, though. They
Oh, yeah.
might hate each other.
Well, that and I mean, like I said, shoving a wedge between the two of them by doing the you messed with my family, you bankrupted my family. Like I feel like there's something still usable there. I'm not sure.
Nameless
Yeah,
Enigma
absolutely.
Montoya.
Yeah, yeah.
You bankrupted my family.
Bankrupt my family, prepared to face financial ruin. I don't know. So,
Sorry, on the back of that picture of the wall, assuming that any of you decided to take it, there are directions to that underground passage.
I'd also like to get the schedule of the trains.
yeah.
Yeah, easily. It is
Train schedule would
very,
be good.
very public information.
You said the train is tomorrow?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Doctor. Would you happen to know where a chap might be able to get some chemicals around here?
I kind of look around. It's the little three kingdoms. Yes, and I'll eat them. I'll
You need
I
mechanical
mean, I probably
parts. You
can't
need
get them the blackest of market stuff, but the stuff that maybe not everyone should have.
I
Absolutely.
guess the better question is, what are you trying to make?
Well, I have a crafting kit for explosives.
Ooh. Okay.
Depending on how that goes, I'm hoping.
And I have
ranks
ranks in explosives.
The vault.
I have ranks in explosives as well.
Mm-hmm.
Crafting.
That's-
explosives. So, what rank are you in explosives?
I am rank 1 AV4, and the toolkit.
Sorry, in crafting.
Gives
What
me
I meant, what rank are you?
In explosives under crafting, you only have one rank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I have 2 ranks.
Yep.
Okay.
So I can
so
help.
you
with
can
this.
make basic black powder. You can make fireworks. You can make noise makers. Simple explosives, simple incendiary devices, such as like a flaming bottle.
Okay.
What about
So not going to be able. Yeah.
What about 2 ranks in explosives?
Bullets, larger petrol-based explosives, or fire bombs.
Roger.
What were you going to try and make? Is my question now that we've figured that out. Dynamite or?
That's a little bit out of my my wheelhouse, but
What was the plan? I guess is the best way to put it.
above table, I was thinking, depending on how things went, either something that might help us get into the vault without having to lug the entire vault back with us, or something we can use on the train as a distraction,
Smoke bombs,
potentially
I think.
with your rank 2, something we could use against the train.
Smoke bombs are rank 1, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, or is it rank 2?
Black powder, fireworks, noise makers, simple explosives, or incendiary devices. I would say that smoke would fall under rank 1, yeah.
Okay, so you can make those. Yeah, my ranks may be higher, but your AV is higher than mine.
You don't have to flip when you're crafting, as long as you have the appropriate rank.
You don't? Okay.
Nope.
Oh, well, the rank and the equipment. Okay, cool. Good to know.
In which case, we could both make some stuff.
Yeah, if we want to. The thing is, we have to get the stuff to do it, and that's script. So
It does cost raw resources worth 25% of the item's base value, as well as, of course, time.
Okay.
Alright.
Whatever you're counting as an equivalent of a smoke bomb, how much is the cost on that?
Let's see. Let's see what the old book here says on prices.
Oh,
Explosives.
before I forget, everybody gets a 5-minute checkup, so that way they're underneath the influence of my under my care skill.
Cool. Yeah, because the limiting factor might be that we don't have enough script to even get materials. So
25%, like 1 script would get you enough.
okay, so they're They're like 4 script a pop. All right.
For a decent explosive, for a smoke bomb, I'd probably give you 1 script would give you like 3 smoke bombs. They're not particularly difficult.
Okay.
It's
I
just a
believe I
matter
have
of getting a
one-
big
yeah,
enough
I have
smoke
one-
bomb to fill a train carriage.
Yeah.
You don't just want a driveway smoke bomb.
Right. How much script do you have right now?
I believe I have 1 left.
Okay. I'll pay for it because I have more. I don't want to take your last script for your plan, so I will pay because I have 4 currently. I will pay the 1 script so we can make 3 smoke bombs. I got it.
Ooh. Here we go.
And I think there is a
law
look
book.
of glee in both of our eyes, remembering when we learned to make smoke bombs.
Yeah. Explosives is another thing where she's like, I'm in my element. I like playing with bombs. Yeah. Can I throw them very well? Yeah. Can I make them? Yes. Oh, the end of the law book has bombs. Oh god.
As grenades.
Yeah, they have to be a little bit bigger to fill a train than a 1-room schoolhouse. I don't know.
Oh, grenades.
Grenades,
Oh, boy.
rockets, explosives, yeah.
I will need to look at that in downtime and see what else I can make. Holy crap. Okay. How long would it take us to make those 3 smoke bombs? Probably overnight.
You're probably
or less
basically pushing it into the morning hours when you need to leave.
time? I mean, yeah, as long as I take a nap, I think we're okay.
Oops. For the record, I got a bunch of rope.
I mean, that'll
Hell
do.
yeah.
To know. All right. Well, anything else that you'd like to do for the evening while you prepare?
I want to check something really good. No, I can't do that one.
I need a call.
I'm good.
I need a
I
call.
was gonna
from
see if I
you.
could make anesthesia
Anesthetic.
for our Herod.
Anesthetic would be cool. Yeah, anesthesia would be great, but that's not gonna work. Yeah. Hoop, I need a call from you.
Sure.
Would I, between making the smoke bombs, have the urge to go out and grab a bite?
I don't think so. I feel
I'm
like
good?
having this
Okay.
mission in front of you with the
Overrides
promise
it.
of violence and of meals would probably be enough to keep you at bay. Though once you get there, I make no promises.
Oh yeah, no. Once we get there, God help the poor fellow or feminine person who tries to stop me. They're gonna get eaten. Anyway.
All right. The night passes, you craft up your smoke bombs, you get whatever rest you need, and we push on at the first light towards the Southgate rail yard. The rail yard itself oh god, what is that word? I don't know. Brain
Cacophony?
went dumb. The rail yard basically eternally echoes with this endless metallic clang, mixed in with steam whistle shrieks. The high walls and guard towers.
Cacophony?
Yeah, it'll come to me in like 2 hours. The high walls and guard towers that surround the place remind you of the barricades around the quarantine zone. Guild soldiers patrol the parapets, all ready to defend this vital transportation hub. Trains pass through 2 fortified entrances, one on the north, one on the south, each several tracks wide. There are only 2 public gates: the Merchant's Arch, with its freight warehouses, and the passengers' entrance for the Southgate station. The remaining heavily guarded access points are all for workers or railroad supplies. With that in mind, what would you like to do?
So, am I correct in understanding that we have a couple different options?
You do.
We can try and sneak in with the work worker passes that were given to us, or we could try and sneak in through the underground tunnel.
You could also try to sneak in as passengers. Or just straight up try to sneak in unseen. Or fight your way in. You do you.
How much is a ticket for the train?
I don't like the answer to that. It's money.
Mhm.
Look, okay.
Good to know.
I honestly, of the four of us, if we're gonna put a plant anywhere, it's gonna be Alistair.
Mhm.
So
A
that's why I'm
train.
curious. Because if it's cheap enough, we can just throw him into the passenger area and we can get in another way.
You're looking at... For a train like this, 30 scrip apiece.
Huh.
Wow.
Sorry, bud.
I
Can't do
told
it.
you wouldn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not gonna
Are
work.
there any passengers that look like stragglers and or also jerks?
They all look like
Are there
jerks.
any shadowy corners nearby?
I mean,
Are you wanting to steal their ticket? Is that where you're going with that?
you can
I'm okay with
absolutely
that.
try.
Steal their ticket, steal their pretty outfit.
Well, the outfit doesn't matter. We need the, well,
If it's always
steal the money
matter.
or steal the ticket. Steal the money or steal the ticket. Okay, I can see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Okay, so question.
Mhm.
I have an ability that helps me to avoid being noticed in a group.
Sure.
Would that include a group of passengers as they're going around and trying to keep track of who's shown their tickets and who?
I would say so,
hasn't?
yeah. What's it called?
It's part of Forgotten, called Unimportant.
Is that the stage 0 skill
Yeah.
that you get when you start? Oh, that's so cool.
That is
So that's half of stage 0. The other
quarantine.
half is +1 on stealth.
What book is it from?
Yeah, we could distract.
It's under quarantine, and it
thank you.
is page 97.
Thank you.
De nada.
Unimportant.
Oh, it would help if I actually had the right book open.
So you gain a positive flip to any duel made to avoid being noticed in a group. It's not an automatic. So when
But it helps.
right,
It does
when he
help.
has you make a stealth challenge, you would get to flip twice and take the better of the two. And then when they make a stealth challenge, they may add half their completed steps in this pursuit, rounded up minimum 1 to the final duel total. So you technically get advantage on that attempt.
And +1.
We
And
assist by distracting the ticket taker.
Oh, asking about the ticket, then complaining it's 30 script to get on the frickin' train. I can see that.
If that's our plan, absolutely.
Or just
I've
being
got a bag
between
full
the
of
three.
stuff I can drop and spill everywhere. Oops.
Oh, buddy.
That's one thing. You could be accidentally getting into the wrong car, and when they correct you, you could drop your stuff. See where I'm going?
I just like to go in with the work paperwork because I'm a doctor, and I've got a big actual doctor's bag with me, and that just makes sense. Like I'm not even pretending to be anyone I'm not. I'm just a doctor. Here's my paperwork.
Which is even better because if you're legitimate, then it doesn't matter if they remember your face.
So here's the plan. If everyone's okay with it, I'll walk up, be like, "Hi, I'm a doctor. Here's my paperwork." Open up the bag, accidentally, oops, it all falls out. And then if Alistair wants to sneak through as a passenger, that's his time. What do you think?
I mean, yeah.
Works for me.
That's good.
That'll also give Alistair a chance to get like the read the temperature of the passenger train and see if anybody else is maybe trying to do the same thing we are, or if like just get like a general feel for what we're going to be working through.
Yeah.
And hey, you may get on the train too for free because you're doctors that might take care of 2 of us.
Yeah, my work.
My work
Like,
permit.
I'm here
Yeah.
to make sure that your workers don't die and that your train conductor also doesn't die.
It's an argument that could be made.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So which entrance are we headed towards? You have the
Oh my God, my
employees'
brain is
entrance
completely
and
lost.
the passengers' entrance.
Are they near enough to each other that like a commotion at one might be
Oh,
distracting
absolutely.
for?
Yeah.
Okay, Alistair, you go to the passengers' entrance. I'll go to the employees' entrance. I'm sure this bag is filled with loud jangling stuff that is enough to cause everyone a little Alistair moment. Don't jump yourself.
Fingers crossed.
You're asking for a lot.
So I think if let me look at my character sheet. There's a couple of things I could argue here. I would like to argue that this is not deception, this is not deceiving, this is convince.
Which gate are you going to?
I'm going to the employee entrance.
Okay. When you do kind of have to cross out into the main road to get there, so you're walking through people, but you would immediately notice that the guard post at this entrance is swamped. There are employees coming and going and shouting, and at some point, there's points where you notice that people just kind of walk past because they don't have time to deal with this, and sometimes the guards catch them, sometimes they can just walk through completely unnoticed. They are way understaffed for the amount of people that are coming and going.
Okay.
So if you're trying to get their attention and trying to convince them to let you on board, you're probably going to be standing there for a while.
I have a question.
Sure.
What time of year is it?
Early spring?
Perfect, if I remember correctly. That means it's plague season in Malifaux.
It's technically always plague season in Malifaux.
Yes, but this is the time where the summer flu comes through and people can be quarantined and shoved out. So I would like to, I'm slight change of plans. I'm going to point out one person who's like really like not looking their best. And I'm going to, hand the guard the paperwork. And I'm going to make a big to do like he can't come in. He's got the sickness.
Well, first,
that man will probably be dead.
I absolutely need some sort of check here to even get through the crowd of employees to get up to the guards.
Okay.
It is basically
to do melee.
Pit.
I would like to do melee. I am literally whacking people with like a stick or something.
What's your AV?
65-year-old 5'2" Asian just smacking people left and right.
Yeah, basically, basically like whack.
What's your AV?
For melee it's 5 because I have flick of the wrist and I get to use my grace instead of my might.
Nice.
Target number 10, so you need a 5 or higher, and that is a 10 of crows. So plenty.
So I get a margin of success.
You're just kind of just like shoving people out of the way. People are getting increasingly agitated. But you would make your way up to the front enough to the guard would, stamps a handful of papers, slides them across, shouts, "Next!" "Oh. Can I help you?"
Yes, I am a doctor, and I put, I feel like I'm so short that I almost don't reach the counter.
Like a little kid.
Like, well, because I'm 5'2", but that's
right.
Standing up. I've got this heavy doctor's bag, and I'm stooped over a little bit.
Oh, yeah. God.
And I put up my doctor's bag, and I, give my paperwork, and I, in very broken English, because it makes me seem more affable, I'm pointing back at this guy, like, let him on. He got bad sickness.
Okay.
No come on train. Summer flu. Bad, very bad.
Just looks at you with the eyes of someone who doesn't get paid enough to do this. They get checked inside. Who are you?
I push my paper toward. I'll open up my doctor's bag, and I will pull out like a pamphlet of like a man whose face is falling off and bleeding from the eyes. You know, let him in. He come in. You all look like this.
I feel like that requires a deceive roll.
Maybe.
Dang it, everyone
Drink!
Drink.
Also, Hoop, I don't know if you saw the chat, but Yoda threw a villain
I did.
Thanks, Yoda. It's go horribly wrong.
It doesn't even matter what your AV is. That's a 10 of Rams.
It was 2.
Yeah, so 12, target number 10. Alright. Shouts back. Hey, close up the gate for the minute. I need all of you, line up. These doctor papers look fine enough. You mind checking them over?
He wants me to check the other guy over?
Yeah, you're the only doctor out here. He's asking you to check everybody.
Everybody?
He doesn't get paid enough to deal with the plague.
Okay, the most docile and like done with it workers, they get pushed over to the coming inside. The ones that look angry and irate and like they're about to start something, they get pushed over to the not working today side. And I literally, like, everyone, like, I mask up, I put on my gloves. Everyone who comes over, like, I treat them extremely roughly without any decorum or patient manners at all. Like, I grab them. If they got a beard, I grab it to pull them down to my eye level. Look in their eyes. Like, stick 3 fingers in every mouth that comes up to me and just like, oh. Right? And then I'm like, he fine, he go in. He no fine, he go over there, blah, blah, blah.
Well, the rest of you absolutely have your distraction.
I mean, what's the flip for this? Is it stealth or is it
Stealth? Yeah.
How's your stealth, Smokey?
I'm pretty good. I'm above table though. I'm just a little bit confused about the plan.
Oh no,
we
I
have
know.
tickets for the employee entrance, yeah?
We also have a tunnel that can just get you inside.
Yeah, we have fake papers and fake uniform. We have fake papers and uniforms, or we can go through the tunnel, or we can use the distraction caused by the doctor to get on, like Alistair's getting on.
We have tickets. We have fake tickets.
We have we don't have tickets. We have fake work papers, which that gate just got shut.
Okay.
Because the doc did the thing. He did
okay.
too well, and they shut the gate.
I did too well. But on the other hand, they're probably so sick. If you come through the line and I just put you over to the going inside, they're probably not even going to double check those papers.
That is true. That is true.
They're probably now extra done.
Would that be a deception then, or would that just be we jump in the line and we go for it?
At this point, I would give you like a target number 4 stealth.
I could take that. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we would then use the fake papers and employee outfit, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got my regular clothes in a duffel.
So one more point of order. I'm so sorry, y'all.
No, you're fine.
I thought that we were creating a distraction so that Alistair at the passenger gate, so that Alistair could get in. Yeah.
So the employee gate and the passenger gate are close enough that this distraction is going to work for Alistair.
Mm-hmm.
But he did so well distracting that we can use this to our advantage as well and jump in with it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't,
Right, I
don't,
just
don't
wanted to
worry
make sure
about
we
it.
weren't leaving Alistair in the weeds.
No.
All right.
Alistair's using this distraction to slide in with the passenger side so that he just gets on and just like chills. We can hop in as the employees, and then once we get onto the train, change back into our clothes and not be stuck as employees on the train if we want. Honestly, I would be
Oh,
changing
sorry.
after that.
Sounds good.
So
Let's do that.
Short of a black joker, the rest of you are going to be fine to pass. So, Smokey,
I know.
4 of masks, you're fine. Persephone, a 5 of rams, you're fine. And Alistair, the second worst
Black
card I
Joker.
could have pulled for you, a red joker.
Oh,
Okay, which does what?
That means that you
That's-
are the
It's amazing.
stealthiest you have ever been in your entire life. Nobody can see you. You are blending in so perfectly that you, for a moment, your companions don't even know where you went. The reason it's
Doc
unfortunate.
forgot why he was doing this. He's pretty sure he saw a plague victim at this point.
The reason that it is unfortunate is that this now cannot be flipped for an attack roll or a damage roll or something that a red joker may have been needed more for.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
You'll have to shuffle that deck eventually, Hoop.
I still have that much of the deck left.
I know. I said eventually.
Tomorrow, Thursday.
But through our various means, you all slip in. Doc, you would even be able to, once you start clearing people, they would kind of forget that they needed to check your papers, and you would kind of be ushered in with the rest of the employees.
Just because we're mentioning how far we are through the deck, I had a +1 flip, so there's one more card that's gone.
Oh,
away.
good. Well, your other one was a 2 of tomes. So,
So good thing you got the red then.
but I do all want you to know that going through the underground passage required no checks. You would just be in the rail yard.
Oh well. Here we are.
Look, we're TTRPG players. We love making problems for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's that problem of a locked door that turns into a 2-hour-long session. But regardless, we step into the Southgate rail yards, a steel pasture where iron horses are let to run free. Train tracks cover nearly every inch of ground, and the locomotive push box cars and hopper cars and coaches all linked together in ever-lengthening strings. Soot-caked laborers and lumbering constructs all trudge through the choking smoke. Somehow, this place operates with incredible precision, though no one can exactly say how or why. You all know that there is a yard-wide schedule to help coordinate things like staff coming and going, like trains coming and going, all with the intent of avoiding chaos. So, should one of you pick that up, which you could do fairly easily, you could very much time your pass through the rail yard unseen, especially with the red joker. One thing that you're immediately noticing is that there are very few guild guards on regular patrols through the yard, which only works in your favor. You are seeing independent mercenaries posted up just in case anything goes wrong, but they are far from the high-trained guild that are keeping their eyes on the exterior of this rail yard. And, yeah. What are y'all doing?
So remind me, we're supposed to meet them further down the line?
You are looking
the-
for the Southern Belle. That
Okay.
specific train is carrying the vault.
Okay. And we got the schedule so we know where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Southern Belle, is that also like mixed passengers and staff in the back, or
Absolutely.
more like-
Of course. Every trail
or
raid
just
needs
a
every
workhorse?
trail needs their staff.
Mm-hmm. Thinking, can people look pretty fancy compared to staff now? Passengers.
Oh yeah, very much so. Staff are usually very plain clothes, very simple attire. Many of them with the pneumatic limbs.
Which, even though we don't have them, doesn't matter.
Well, people don't know I got pants on. Did they have to be on?
No.
Yeah. Thinking maybe I should just go. Is it coal? Is it coal powered?
It's spring. So no.
No,
Oh,
coal, like it to shove the engine.
charcoal?
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
I can't pass for fancy, but I could probably.
The
they
choking
cold or steam?
smoke would tell you that a lot of it is.
So here I'm trying to think: would they keep a vault up front with the fancy passengers, or would it be in the back with the guards and the employees in like a more industrial car? Or would it be with the conductor?
I don't think it'd be with the conductor.
There are no trains.
Does the schedule say how many cars the Southern Belle has
It doesn't. It
for this
just
trap? It
it
doesn't. Okay.
tells you that the train, the Southern Belle, is going to be coming into the Condor Rails compound within the station. It is basically a switching station that can adjust to different tracks. It's very simple. There's not much more than a signaling tower.
Okay. And how far down the track is that from?
It's
here?
all within the compound.
Oh, it's all in the compound.
Yep.
Okay.
Within this station itself, there are basically different sections. One of those sections is specifically dedicated to the Condor Rails trains.
Okay.
I think Doc will.
Huddle.
Oh, the guy. Doc drops the
I
whole
don't-
broken English act that, he just like, oh, I hate doing that. He drops the act. He's like, so we can. I just think right now the important part, let's all get on the train. We can figure out where the vault is once we're on it.
Okay.
What do
We're
you
not
think?
going to be able to talk to each other if we go into different carts. So maybe we should make like a base plan before we get on the train.
One of you could be my assistant and the other can be my porter.
Order. That's a great idea. I'll go and I'll try to dust off, make myself look a little bit more presentable.
You dust everything
Alistair
off,
appears
try and
out
get
of
the soot
nowhere. He had
off of you.
he
only,
had previously,
like, a whole nother
Sorry, go ahead.
cloud of soot to just come rolling through the area. Basically, everybody that comes through here is at least a little dirty, so you're probably fine. Sorry, go ahead.
Alistair, having vanished at the gate, pops back into existence in the middle of the conversation and wonders if he should perhaps have feel a cough coming on. If you have a doctor and the staff,
Or you could be his assistant. I mean,
And what are you?
We have
Patients? Because you
patient,
have a van?
assistant, and porter.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
patient is the guest, so it makes sense I'm with him.
fine. I'm the assistant because I actually know a thing or two about the anatomy. Sure. That makes sense.
Your bag doesn't weigh very much, right? Yeah.
Yeah, how heavy is the doctor's bag?
It's honestly pretty heavy. You understand why
No,
he's stooped.
It's light.
Oh no! Yeah,
can't
no.
pick
I
it
have a
up. I
negative
can't
3
pick it
in
up
might.
if it's
It
Yeah,
weighs
you-
like a feather and a half.
There we go.
It's full of stuff, and it doesn't make any sense why it's so light. But yeah, it's just light.
Can I get away with that, or do I have to
No, you're fine.
roll to see if I can carry the bag? Okay, sweet.
Let's say, what's your might at?
-2.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Mine's my -3, so it probably feels even
Yeah.
lighter to you.
Oh, so hey, I can carry it if you can.
It's okay. It's okay.
Let's. Yeah. Can I? I get. Does anyone else any better at cunning whatsoever? I've got a 1.
Cunning?
Well,
I have a
What are
0.
you doing with cunning?
if it helps,
I just want to walk up and say, "Hello, I am a doctor. Here's my patient assistant and porter. Where's the medical station on the car? He's beginning to have a little cough, and I want to make sure this passenger is okay."
if it helps you all, there are basically different sections of this area of the compound. One being entering the compound itself, which, as workers are constantly coming and going, there's not really any real risk of you being singled out for any reason. But once you start getting into the compound and into different areas, I will be flipping 1 check just for the group, whoever has the highest AV of either stealth or deception, just to keep us moving, without having to stop and flip 4 times every time we try to do something.
Sure.
But also,
Do women have high deception?
the compound itself centers around a large soot-covered roundhouse. The locomotive service bays all curl around this huge turntable, which connects them to the various sections of the rail yard. The ground floor windows let in enough light, but are also covered in enough soot that it's hard to see in them without being up against them. Above the service bays, there sits a smaller second-story office, a few of them. And above that stands the signal tower. Like I said, there's no challenge to get into the compound, but once we're there, that's when challenges will start. There are many doors leading into the roundhouse itself, most of which do look like they're locked. Or you can continue trying to just blend in with the workers, entirely up to you.
We can. You know what? In the office, it might have paperwork about like how the train's supposed to be assembled.
How many cars, where things are placed? Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
That sounds like paperwork.
Oh wait, it's your element. It's your favorite terrain, paperwork.
And I've got lock picking, so we can get through some of those doors. All in favor of going to the office?
Sure.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll absolutely do a target number 13 lockpicking challenge.
Okay. I guess that's on me then, unless somebody can beat my. What do I got in lock picking?
I have a -2. I'm not touching that. Now I can break the door. I can break the lock, but I cannot
I've got a
pick it.
5. I've got a 5.
Okay.
It's off of great.
You
So
get
we're
8
pretty good.
or
We've
higher.
got 8 or more.
That is a 1 of crows.
I'm cheating that. I'm cheating it with a 10 or 11 of crows.
Beautiful. Absolutely beats that target number 13. No problem. After just a few moments of, jamming in your... I assume you have lockpicking tools.
I've got a doctor's bag. I take out a
Good
syringe
enough,
and
yeah.
a scalpel and a...
Yeah.
The door
Makeshift
clicks,
pick lock.
pops open.
Yeah.
And you are standing in one of the larger service bays. Each bay does connect to one section of the machine shop where there's enough tools and enough space to perform, repairs on locomotive components, anything that the train might need as it comes through. There's also a stairwell that leads from here to the upper floor.
And that's where the office would be, is
That
upstairs,
is. This is where I will need either a stealth or a deceive flip.
right?
Who's got the highest of either one of those?
My
2 to
stealth
stealth.
is 2. My deceive is -1. Or no, it's 2 too.
My stealth is 5. +1 if I'm trying to hide in a crowd.
Oh my god!
Do we
What's your
count as a
deceive?
crowd?
The +1 won't unfortunately come into play here because it is a group
Yeah.
stealth.
Why?
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's why I'm saying 5, but it was 6 earlier.
So yeah, a target number 9 with your 5 AV. That is a 1 of tomes. Do you have a card to cheat?
Yeah.
It's Jackrabbit.
So
That
was it
thing is
target-
so freaky.
What was the target number? Who?
9. So you need a 4 or higher.
Okay. That's okay. I'm going to discard make sure that I've got this right. Yes. I'm going to discard a card to trigger an academic ability to retry that same skill.
Absolutely. Target number 9, AV5. That is a 7 of crows. You are fine.
There we go.
We slip in and up the stairs. No problem. Anyone that maybe happened to glance over and notice at you completely looks past you, assuming that you are part of the crew meant to be here. There is an odd sound that it's hard to place as we're walking up the steps, but the further up you get, the more that you can identify it as raucous laughter. And coming up to the top of the stairs, you can see what looks like a muster room. A room full of fairly disheveled, rough-looking folks, some playing cards, others talking or drinking, hopefully coffee. Are any of you mercenaries?
Mhm. Yep.
You would immediately recognize...
No.
Not a mercenary? Do we
I'm
have a
marksman, not
mercenary?
Sorry.
I'm a mercenary.
Beautiful. And Doc, you would immediately recognize these folks, as you probably patched a few of them up, as the Catalan Corps.
Oh, the Caravan Court. It's been a while since I read about the northern construction zone where the mercenaries hang out. What are they known for again?
They are a fairly well-known mercenary group. Definitely on the higher cost side, but also very effective at what they do.
Okay.
How many?
Maybe a dozen?
Oh shit. Okay. Never mind.
So in my past as a marksman for hire,
Mhm.
is it possible I might have worked with someone from this group before?
Entirely possible. The Catalan Corps, their rifles are for sale for pretty much anybody. They have no allegiance. They will fight for and against anybody.
So I don't know what I would. I check to see if I'm cool with them. Like, I don't know what that would be.
I mean, just because you have fought by their side at one point that would mean nothing in this moment.
Can I want everyone's permission before I try this, but I can tell them about the angry mob of workers I started brewing over by the workers' entrance. Just
Yeah?
send them that way.
Give it a shot.
How good are you at that kind of stuff?
I'm actually pretty good at convincing, since that's off
You know
intelligence.
what? Smokey,
So I'm
I
at the-
immediately retract what I said. If you want to come in and try to like strike up a cordial conversation, just trying to fit in, I would give you a deceive challenge with a positive flip. So we would flip 2 cards and take the better result.
Oh hell yeah, go for it, Smokey.
What's your deceive?
So
AV.
one.
Or deceive or bewitch if you have any points in bewitch.
No, I'm not very charismatic.
Join the club.
Yeah.
But
Deceive.
a positive is still a positive.
So target number 8, deceive challenge with a positive flip. You good with that?
Take it.
Mhm.
That will work.
Okay. So you continue up the stairs, start walking into this muster room, start trying to strike up a conversation. What's your AV for deceive?
One.
The bonus you get for your deceive.
It's one. Yeah,
1.
isn't it?
Well, the first one I flipped was a 1 of rams. The second one, a 12 of masks.
Yeah.
We're getting those ones out of the way, guys.
You
Yeah, but
are-
we're also getting the high cards out of the way too. That's a problem.
Mid cards are good cards.
But yeah,
That's a degree too.
are
right?
you trying to find out anything information, or is this just literally trying to blend in with idle chatter?
I'd probably try to see if any of them have been hired to go in the Southern Belle. Or any information about
That's a good question.
what jobs are out.
They are not going on any of the trains. They have been hired by Condor Rails, basically as just extra security.
To know. Okay, I guess we just keep walking towards the office. Is that what we're doing?
I
I
mean,
thought they were in the office.
so there's at the top of the stairs. There's basically this muster room, like a big, like break room, but with cards and coffee and basically places to sit and wait while they're waiting for a job or waiting for anything to happen.
Yeah.
But past that, you are seeing a few different, a hallway that basically leads down to a few different offices.
I was basically just trying to get us into the room without immediately standing out. So I follow whatever lead I want to do.
At the moment,
I mean,
think
if that counts,
it's your lead.
the group.
It's my lead, and I'll walk towards whatever looks more like an office.
Okay.
I follow Smokey McGee.
For the rest of you, I will give you a deceive with a positive flip because Smokey is blending in. They would see Smokey leading and not really give a second thought. So what's our highest deceive amongst the three of you? You got a 0?
It's a 2.
2? It's better than nothing.
What does deceive run off of? I'm guessing
Deceive.
charm.
Cunning.
Steve runs off of cunning.
Okay, in which case,
If you have no ranks in it, it's just your stat.
We should have had it.
yeah, in which case 3.
Okay, so we have a 3
God.
with a positive flip. We have a 3 of rams and an 11 of masks.
Nice. There we go.
You all would get an odd look from some of the riflemen who immediately just go back to their conversation or their card game, not really giving you much thought. There's one name on one of these offices that immediately stands out to you That being of Marianne Rooker,
The designer of the vault, right?
the designer of the entire
Yep.
train.
The entire
Oh,
train.
right.
Yeah, we need that.
Is the door unlocked?
It's not, but it is open a crack.
Do we hear anything before we, like, as we're
Mhm.
coming up to it, since it's open?
It's about time. You know what? I'd best be on my way. Be a dear and lock up for me, would you? And you hear G reply, "Yes, ma'am." And there are footsteps approaching the door of the office.
I mean, if she sees us here, then she knows that we're working, you know?
Maybe, but it sounds like Marianne Rooker is headed towards the door and headed out of the office.
Is there still further amounts of hallway past her door?
There are other offices.
Wait, G, the one.
Yeah, the one who hired us is
Yeah. Is there another office we can all dip into?
There's a few of them, yeah.
Let's do that.
There are 3 possible doors. I don't know if you are trying to communicate which door everyone is going to, or if we're just scattering to different doors. So
Do any of them open without needing to be lockpicked, I guess is the best way to put it.
which door is everyone going to? 1, 2, or 3?
Going to the nearest door.
What?
1.
1? 1?
Sure.
I'm so tempted to hide in the crowd of security, but yeah, I'm going with the group.
Let's just back up into the security group. I mean, you have that
It
ability.
works.
It's not a bad idea.
It's what you do. Just like, don't mind me. I'm not here.
Everyone immediately darts towards the closest door. It opens, no problem. Step in,
Thank
close
God.
it behind you. The office is empty, short of a few supplies. There's
Thank
nothing over there.
God. I thought we were going to have an office rumble for a moment.
Possible.
The door opens the rest of the way. You hear the footsteps enter the hall, walk past. You hear some commotion as all of the mercenaries kind of all, straighten up. They hush their conversations and wait for Marianne to pass. How long are you waiting here?
So just to make sure I understand this correctly, Marion leaves. She stayed where she was, and Marion told G to lock the door and lock up afterwards.
Yes. So both of them are leaving.
And this is right. And this is not the type of timeline where basically you had the little flick to lock a door. You had a key where you had to insert it and lock it up,
yes.
right? Can I wait until I hear G leaving, sneak out of the office, and pickpocket the key off of her?
Yes. I will mention that after Marianne leaves, you hear the door shut as G goes to lock it. And there is an odd cough from her, as if she were waiting for something.
Oh, she knows we're here.
She knows we're here. She knows. Of course she knows.
Well, that being the case, I'll just open the door like a psychopath.
I feel like it's like a Scooby-Doo moment where we're all kind of like peeking out the door, but we're stacked. Especially with you being so short. Yeah, like just...
at fucking Scooby-Doo height.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you open the door, peek out a little, there'd be a moment where her head kind of turns a little towards you. You see a wink as she fumbles with the lock, and then turns and starts following Marianne.
I will.
Would are any of you like staring down, looking after Marianne? Or are we just glad she's gone?
I mean, do we see her going down the hallway when we look out at G?
If you open the door quick enough, you would at least see her as she hits the top of the stairs and starts walking down.
I mean,
I'm gonna sneak a quick peek. Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Doc,
your
not looking.
avian scrutiny?
scrutiny.
AV of 4.
4. This is target number 11. A 4 of crows. That is not enough. That is a failure.
It's up to you at that point.
Unless you want to cheat it.
You need a 7.
Or higher.
Do I want to do that?
You can let it go. It's no big deal.
No, I have an ability. I'm just trying to decide whether I want to waste that card now.
Yeah, Marion's just a skinwalker who's going to be in the vault. It's no problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheat with an 11.
Ooh,
An
yeah.
11 of
There it
crows.
is.
There is something odd about the way she's walking. It's as if she's intentionally trying not to notice things around her, keeping very eyes straight forward, walking past things. It just feels very off. She's not looking around. She's not, looking over at the group of armed soldiers that she's walking past. It is very much just eyes forward, notice nothing, get to the stairs and down.
Just to make sure that I've got this clear, that's G or that's Marianne.
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 Okay.
G basically gave you a wink, pretended to fumble with the lock, and then turned and followed off behind Marianne.
My first thought was robot, but a robot wouldn't give an order like that.
Okay. I think that's a keep it in the back of your brain thing. That's not a we
Yeah,
solved that
yeah,
problem thing.
No.
That's a
That's
As
why
later
I'm
tempting
like,
as it
I don't.
is.
Whatever's
Yeah.
going on over there, Doc doesn't care about. Doc has worked with the Ten Thunders. You do your part of the job, and something else is probably also happening. With
As
the
tempting
left
as it is,
hand.
chase that? No.
Well, what would you like to do?
Well,
Let's go into that office.
yeah.
It's not locked.
Of course it isn't. Because G's cool like that.
Shocker.
Inside the office, you're finding it surprisingly sparsely decorated. There's a view across the entire of the Southgate rail yards, a heavy oak desk sitting to one side of the room, with a massive drafting table poised on the other side to take advantage of the natural light. It is covered in various diagrams and blueprints, as well as the nearby cabinets, all just filled with them. But these all look like they're for just your regular everyday passenger.
Is there a safe?
No safe.
We're not looking some drawers while we're here.
Yeah, you want to go through the
Yeah,
desk?
Let's have a look around.
Gently, I don't want it to look like anything's been disturbed.
I'll give you a target 8 notice challenge. What's your notice, AV?
It's a great question. I'm trying to find. Sorry.
It's under the expertise chart. So middle top.
Expertise,
of the
thank you.
skills.
Okay, thank you. It's a 2.
A 2. So you need a 6 or higher. That is a 13 of crows.
All right.
That's with a margin of success.
Yeah.
You start going through the drawers, and you would find a copy of the yard schedule. You know that this is good for a week. At that point, it would become useless because the schedule would change. As well as a cylindrical leather-bound case. Case isn't locked or anything if you'd like to open it.
Looking
Inside there are rolled sheets that appear to be plans for a railway coach. They are all labeled Iktomi Vault. Secret. Executive eyes only.
I'm gonna pass it over to Alistair. Probably make more sense of it than me.
Yeah, I'd love to take a look at the yard schedule and the plans. Thinking the yard schedule might say to me, "Hey, they're making sure nobody's in the area at this particular time," or anything.
Absolutely, yeah. You would have movements of many of the employees, the trains coming and going, like the switch schedules, everything like that.
My only question on that is whether there's anything that jumps out at me as suspicious or weird. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm focusing on the plans.
The plans. The Iktomi Vault. You would see that it very much resembles just a typical passenger car, with the vault filling a majority of the interior, the doors to the vestibules on either end, as you would expect. There are little to no details about the vault itself, other than looking very plain and very sturdily built. You are seeing a diagram to the vault car carrying brass plates that bear the number 1903.
Share that with group.
It's possible that that is the train car number, as most of them are numbered for passenger visibility.
Hmm.
Do you have any points in engineering?
No, but my intellect is 3, so I can.
Ooh. I have points in engineering.
Absolutely. Would you take a peek at these designs?
Or actually, no, I do not. Sorry.
Never
I
mind.
misremembered the previous. I have a high int. Not.
Then unfortunately, this check is undoable for any of you.
No.
Okay, so 1903. All right. There's no other details about like materials or like what it's made of, anything like
Oh yeah,
that.
that's everywhere. That is
Okay.
These are the blueprints to build the thing from scratch.
Okay, so standard, even in this thing, standard materials, just thick
Yep.
iron and things like that. Okay, no special like not normal building materials in it.
I mean, from someone who has not really studied engineering, who like this
Fair.
isn't something that you're entirely knowledgeable about, it looks right.
So, does the blueprint depict the safe itself, or just the car that it's supposed to be in?
Both. It's mostly the car that was built, but there is, the dimensions of the safe. It is intentionally very plain. It's not meant to stand out, but it does look just like a regular passenger car.
Okay, I was going to ask if there's some way I could use like lock picking and intelligence to know something extra about the safe.
There's very little about the safe
Yeah,
itself.
it doesn't sound like. Awesome. No problem.
Okay.
Question. And I'm not sure if this is a rules thing or a special ability that I'm misunderstanding. So on the pursuit for Forgotten, when you fail a skill you have no ranks in, you draw a card. That suggests that I can try a skill I have no ranks in, and
Typically,
just
yes.
based on the aspect.
This specifically
okay, but this
requires
specialized. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, just making sure I
Yes,
understand.
typically, yes, you are absolutely correct.
All right.
Well,
So, it sounds like we need to go find that train car. Where do y'all want to start looking?
I mean, we know where in the yard and what time in the yard that Southern Bell's showing up.
Mhm.
So
Is there a car 1903 on the yard schedule?
the schedule itself doesn't mention every car number, just the train itself.
Okay.
I mean, we can potentially, when it comes in, because I'm assuming there's time between like loading passengers and all that stuff. We could walk the other side of the train where people, like where employees are, take note of where that car is and distance between passenger cars and that, so that we know how far down we need to go to hit it.
Mhm.
Technically, just a thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the brains of this operation. I'm trying to play dumb. I really am. Just I am not the smart one. That is Alistair's job.
Well, Alistair is smart, but he's not exactly in his element with trains. So
Right. No, I get
Really
that. But
cunning.
like, yeah, I am not, when it comes to mental things, I am not that good.
So if it helps you, the players, from here you would basically have two options of either, sneaking your way back out, getting down to the train yard itself, and visually just trying to look for the train, the Southern Belle. Or you do have the tower above you, which you would give you a bird's eye view of things, maybe help you see things. There also could be more information up there. I'm not promising there is, but just saying that is an option.
I kind of like the tower.
yeah, I got a quick peek at Marianne as she was leaving, so I know what she's wearing.
Mhm.
So if we go upstairs where we can see everything, maybe we can see where she's going.
Absolutely,
Fair.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we are headed up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sounds like a plan.
Stepping out of the office, you can make your way back to the muster room, where you see basically a spiral staircase that kind of comes off the other side of the room. There are fewer guards, and there are fewer. Oh god, I forgot their name. The Catalan Corps. There are fewer Catalan Corps in the room now. It looks like some of them were taken off after Marianne. But again, none of them give you a second look as you start making your way up the stairs. The switch room itself is about a 4-yard square room. There's it's about a 15-foot drop if any of you were to decide to suddenly, throw yourself out the window. But otherwise, it's fairly plain. There's a switch station, there's a phone, as well as a pair of workers that are currently, managing the switch station. One of which would turn, look at the stairwell, hearing the footsteps come up. Sorry. That's, Wait. Were you?
I'm fighting the urge to just throw her straight at them. I'm
fighting the urge to
fighting
say, I'm the doctor you requested.
Yeah, remember when you requested
yeah.
that doctor that you never requested? What was that, Smoke?
Mistake. Back downstairs. I said, yeah, we could do that. Say our mistake back downstairs. Kind of like, oh, I was looking for the restroom. Like that kind of thing, but maybe a little bit more credible.
I'm the doctor you're looking for. I'm the cannibal.
And just turn around and go.
I'd like to try
Yeah.
striking up a conversation. It's not exactly my strong suit, but
It's worth a try.
If all else fails, we shoot him.
No, we don't shoot him. Where's the fun in that? That also makes noise. No, we don't shoot him.
What are you saying?
Oh boy. Note to self: stop playing characters who are more outgoing than you are.
If you want to just give me a gist, that's fine too.
I love you,
Well,
Steve.
hang on. So Alistair's still dressed in their normal finery, right? And
Yeah.
the rest of us are in like gear for like working here. You could swing in that direction that you're like a newer like executive or whatever that's doing a thing. So like if that helps steer you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna ask for an update on one of the train numbers I remember from downstairs. We've had reports of some technical some system difficulties. Can you see anything useful from here?
Yeah, we'll go with a deceive flip. Probably high on the target number, like probably 14, because they would be the first ones that would know that information. What is your deceive AV?
Okay, deceive is off of charm, I'm guessing.
I believe
Cunning.
so.
No, it's off cunning.
Cunning.
Cunning. Okay. In which case that would be an AV of 3.
3.
Do you have any ranks in it?
I don't, but I have a trick up my sleeve.
Okay. I'll just because it
Can-
triggers your pull too, so that's why I was asking.
May I also? Oh,
No!
never mind.
No!
I
Son
shoot
of a
him.
bitch! No, you don't. That's a
A
black joker.
black
You fail
joker.
automatically. You cannot. You can't twist it. You can't do anything to it.
No. Oh,
It is
You can't use your
uncheatable.
special ability.
no,
It is uncheatable.
Okay, so my ability is not about cheating the card. It's if you fail the
Yes.
duel, discard
But
a card
there's
and
no
and
suit.
No, black
Oh yeah,
joker
you
overrides
failed the
any
duel. You
abilities.
still.
okay.
But you're no. He's right. He gets to draw from his twist deck for his on the pursuit.
No. The ability is if he fails, discard a card, make it flip again. Black Joker is going
I
to
thought it
override that ability.
Oh no.
Black Joker is the end all be all. You fail.
It is.
Period. End of story. Don't pass go.
Yep.
Don't
Okay,
collect
I was
$100.
misunderstood.
Like that
what
is
he was saying.
gone.
Yep.
We failed that roll or that check. Hardcore.
They,
And I will take a drink because I said roll.
I do draw a card because I failed in a skill I have no ranks in.
Exactly. That you will get to pull
Hooray.
from your twist deck for. That's fine. But your special
And
ability does not fire.
the
Son of a bitch.
two of them just kind of look at you. Right, Trey, and one of them is going to reach under the desk and pull out
I'm gonna-
a gun.
I'm gonna go for him. I'm not
I-
super duper fast, but I'm gonna try and cross the room to get to him before he gets to the gun.
Out
Well,
of my doctor's bag.
why don't we
I'll
use
let
this
David
opportunity
resolve
to
me.
take a break, give everyone a chance to
Oh,
grab
yeah.
a drink, stretch your legs, and we'll come back in just a minute with some combat. Yeah, for Black Jokers.
Son
See you
of a
soon.
bitch.
And welcome back. Where we left off, we had unfortunately seen the effects of the Black Joker as your attempt to persuade these basically guild workers working the switchboard for this section of the train yard that you needed to be in here, you're meant to be here. They immediately saw through it, felt like something is wrong. A bunch of armed people just walked into our office, and weapons have been drawn. Let's throw up some combat music here. And let's do some initiative flips. These individuals sitting at a set initiative value, as every enemy is. So we'll just go down the line. Smokey, what's your AV for initiative? That 2?
Mm-hmm.
2 plus a 7 of rams. You're sitting at a 9. Persephone.
1.
1. That is a 13 of rams. You're sitting at a
Yes.
14.
Yes, I'm gonna eat his face. It's gonna be great.
Alistair. What's your
Oh,
AV?
measly 1.
1. That's a 13 of tomes. You were also at a 14.
How do you determine ties?
Whoever wants to go first.
Got it. Okay.
And Doc, what's your AV?
1.
1. That is a 5 of crows. You're sitting at a 6.
Sounds good.
Who wants to
I
go
can't
first?
cheat it any better than that.
I do. I'm gonna eat his face.
Yeah. Charge towards them.
I have a charge
so-
of 4. Can I clear the distance?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that charge is 2 AP.
Oh well, if if 4 is enough to charge, my walk is also the same. So
after you
it doesn't. Wait, it
charge-
costs 1, doesn't it? Yeah.
After moving, you make 2 1 AP attacks against the target.
That's what it is. Yeah. So as I'm moving towards him, because she's fed up and she's done. The veil gets pulled off and thrown to the side, and the skirt is actually a rip-away skirt, and she has pants underneath. Because we've gone from niceties to combat. When she pulls the veil away, there's just a row of jagged, sharp, like shark-like teeth instead of normal teeth. And she will close the distance, and we are gonna pugilist and bite this guy and punch this
Absolutely.
guy.
Defense
So-
of 9.
If any of that's armor, decrease it by 1 because my teeth are sharp enough to go through
Armor
by
1,
1.
so that is negated.
So he has no armor because my teeth are sharp.
What's your AV?
My AV is 5 because I'm using the
5.
knuckle dusters.
It is a 6 of rams, total of 11. You want to cheat?
And what's the target?
9. Do you beat it? But I don't know if you want to cheat for a higher.
Not on this one. I'll start with normal for this one. So it's
Keep
knuckle
in mind
duster.
you have
So
plus
fist load, which gets rid of a negative.
fist. Oh yeah, that's true. Fist load does.
so
get rid
it'll
of
be
negative.
just a flat damage flip.
And then I get to add +1 to damage because of.
So
My
it would
other
be a
ability
negative
as
1 because you're beating it by 1 through 5 because you did not beat it
Okay.
by more than 5. But
Okay.
yours offsets, so it becomes just a flat.
Okay.
Which means you can cheat it.
So if I don't cheat it, I'm not doing any damage. Is that what I'm
If you don't cheat it, basically, I'm gonna flip this one card. This determines
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing what level of damage you're doing.
That's fine. We'll start it. I'm not going to cheat this first one. Go ahead and flip it.
You can actually cheat after I flip it. 9 of
That's
rams. So this is moderate damage.
We'll go with that.
How much is it?
So what it it doesn't say. It says it's
So
special.
check under your
'Cause it's-
pugilism skill.
Oh. So my pugilism is an AV5.
So under skills,
It tells you under
Skill
pugilism
chart.
how much damage it does.
Oh.
yeah, you need to go into like the description.
I gotta go look at the main book. All right, hang on.
So your pugilism is a 1-3-4, but your class ups the damage track numbers by +1, so that would be a 2-4-5. Because you have 3 ranks in pugilism, right?
Right.
So you would do 4 damage.
And it
So
counts
2,
as
4,
snaring.
5.
No, it doesn't make
No,
it
it doesn't.
rank 4.
Oh, so it just
just-
increases the damage track. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It
so-
just makes the numbers on the damage track that number +1.
So 3 damage to the first guard.
All right. I'm gonna keep on the same guy.
Go for it.
Whack whack. So second. Yeah, it's another pugilism attack.
I immediately forgot what your AV was.
AV 5.
5. That is a 3 of masks. It's
No,
a failure
no,
unless you want to cheat.
no, we're cheating that with a 10 of tomes.
10, so that makes it 15, which is a positive damage flip, I believe.
It's flat.
No, it's flat, but yours makes it. No, you ignore a negative. You don't add one.
She ignores the
So
negative.
it's still just a flat.
Okay.
Which is the same thing. A 9 of crows, moderate damage.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
How's he looking after two ripping tears?
Not great.
Cool.
No,
I'm
I'm sorry.
occupying his space.
He is less than not great. He is unconscious.
Okay.
Because I believe,
I
it has
can't-
been a while since I played this game, but I believe once an NPC hits 0, they are just considered out. Whereas an NPC, you go dying. Or sorry, with a PC, you're dying.
Yeah,
Because that would be a
NPCs
nightmare to track.
are screwed if they hit 0. Okay, cool. So she clears the distance, ferociously clearing the distance. It basically jumps this guy and pop, and he drops like a sack of potatoes. She just turns and looks at the other guy and waits. Like she's ready to rip this guy apart. That's my turn, because that's 2 AP. So, yeah.
All right. That brings us to Alistair.
So Alistair is staring in utter astonishment and trying not to be horrified. He knew his cousin was pale.
We didn't know about this.
Well, all have our dietary requirements. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. As a Harrowed, I have a 0 AP tactical action.
Oh, wait.
All
Sorry.
allies within 3 yards receive a +1 to any duel they make until my next turn.
If the damage were reduced to target to 0 wounds or lower, the target suffers a critical effect, which we need
Oh,
to
yeah.
flip for.
Critical effect.
But those are minions, right? So they
They
just fall unconscious.
are.
Henchmen, minions automatically fall unconscious. Henchman rank and whatever rank is after minion and above.
It has been a
those
hot
start
minute since
accruing.
I've played this game.
No worries. But yeah, you're doing everything right so far as I can tell.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend any more time looking it up. It's just out. I'm not going to bother flipping for it. So, sorry, Alistair, please go ahead.
Yeah. So Harrowed Reassurance. Everybody gets a +1 to any duel they take until my next turn.
How many AP is that?
It's a 0 AP power.
It's a 0.
zero.
It's an auto power. Yeah, it's the one I used to use in the other campaign. It auto happens.
So remind me the setup here. Are we like right at the top of the stairs to
Yes.
a dozen more guys below?
There were far fewer, but
Okay.
yeah, as long as you don't make too much noise, then you should be far enough away that you're not attracting any attention.
Don't use guns. No
Oh, okay.
guns.
I was about to assume that biting somebody's face off was allowed, but if not, that's fine.
A gun is louder.
Yeah. Okay. Not sure that there is a whole lot useful that I can do. So, I will go ahead and discard an ace of diamonds to take a defensive stance.
Okay. Any attacks against you will have a negative flip. That brings us then down to and Smokey. I think you. Yeah, Doc. I wrote you twice for some reason, but I think Smokey's next.
A knight? Yeah.
No, yes, it is you.
Sweet. Okay. There are workers and there are guards here, right?
It is just the two workers.
Well, one now because
Oh,
I put
one
the other
worker,
guy into the
yep.
ground.
Oh, one. Okay, well, I'll grapple him then.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gonna spend 1 to close the distance. And then 1 to... Are there rules for grapples?
There's a grapple skill.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that would explain why I'm
That's
not
on
seeing
page 174.
Yeah, grapple's part of the close
it.
combat skill set.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what is your grapple AV? 2. That is a 9 of tomes. That beats the defense of 9 by more than 0. So you are...
Maybe
You're going to be flipping... How many ranks do you have in it? 1? 2.
no, one. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
My
that
AV is 2.
will be flipping the damage with a negative flip because it was between... You won by 1 to 5. Which is a 3 of tomes and a 5 of tomes. Didn't matter. So you're doing 0 points of damage, but they are not pinned because that requires severe damage. So you are grabbing them, but not enough to deal any damage.
Yeah. My intent was just to cover the mouth.
Just
Basically hold them and cover
get to them, cover them out, keep them from yelling. Absolutely. Then that brings us to the guy that you are currently grappling, who is going to try and stab you. Yep. What is your defense AV?
Defense. Do 4. And 4.
4. That is an 8 of masks. Total of a 12. That beats his attack of 9. Tries to stab out at you, but that makes no impact.
Stop squirming.
We're just gonna try it again. Why not? That is a 12 of crows. He is barely able to even draw this blade, much less make an attack at you. Doc. Last but not least, what you got?
So I think it's kind of fair to say that we weren't really expecting the fight to break out, so I don't have a weapon drawn.
It's fine.
So I
This
will
is the
spend one-
last round of combat. He's not going to survive another round.
No, he's not.
Oh no. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll pull out my hunter's knife and I'll just charge him,
Sure.
and I'll just come out up behind him as he's trying to stab Smokey McGee, and I'm just gonna shank him in his kidneys twice.
Absolutely. What's your AV?
5.
It is a
Nice.
2 of rams. But
What's my target number?
It's 9. But you have a positive flip to this because of Alistair.
The grapple. Oh, and else, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
An 11 of crows.
So 16.
So you beat it by more than 5.
Okay, so that's a flat damage flip.
13 of masks. So severe damage.
Severe damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He takes 4 damage.
He's dead.
Who's gonna do the switching now, Al?
I just like to imagine, like, you're furiously trying to cover his mouth. He's pulled out this knife and he's like furiously trying to stab you, and I just calmly walk up behind him and just across the throat.
Both of these switch operators now dead. You have minutes probably before things start to go awry of either switches that need to be pulled, any sort of interruption of people coming up. You don't have a ton of time. So what would you like to
We
do?
peek over that 15-foot drop. Is there anybody below that would see us drop these two
Many
solid
people.
objects? Okay. Scratch that idea.
How fast can I eat a body? It's a 2 AP tactical action according to the book.
You'll probably be spending your free time that you have here eating.
Yeah, sorry guys, she's eating a body. She doesn't even not acknowledge that you killed the other guy. Like, she took this guy down, and she probably hears that you took care of the other one, but she is already pulling the uniform off and starting to pull and eat and tear. She eats this guy.
No,
Pick up the uniform.
Doc is not at all perturbed that you're doing that at all. He just takes the knife and just wipes the blood off on the man's leg trouser. The tunic's probably soaked. I'm gonna take out a bow and arrow. I'm gonna take my doctor bag handle and I'm gonna pull on it until it snaps off and it's actually a hidden short bow. And I'm just gonna go over there and start covering the doorway.
Fair enough. Anyone else?
Do I remember correctly that there's something that happens with the twist, the control hand at the end of combat?
Yes. Do you want me to say what it is?
I don't remember what it is.
So basically, at the end of dramatic time, players get to draw up to 3 cards, and they're also allowed to discard any cards in their hand.
Oh.
So before that, so if you have an ace and a 2 in your hand, you can just discard those and then draw 2 new cards. And if you only had 2 cards in your hand originally, you draw 3 full cards.
I don't know if we did that before.
We did it a couple of times, I think. I remember doing something like that.
So I'm actually going to take advantage of that. I'm going to discard a 4 and draw 2 cards.
Discard an ace and draw 2.
So at the end of dramatic time, each player may discard any number of cards in their control hand and then draw back up to 3 cards.
Yeah.
My brain is a cursed vault where D&D or TTRPG knowledge just lives.
So if you discard, but you still have 3 cards, then you would not draw any.
Right. So if you had 5 cards in your hand and you discarded 2, you don't.
But you draw back up to 3 if you have less than 3.
Bingo.
Okay.
You have to stick with the one that you drew. Okay.
Yeah, and you have to stick with what you drew in that, too. So if you drew something less than what you wanted to get, then you're stuck. I will say, because I ate a guy, my benefit to eating a guy is all my physical stats go up by 1 for the next hour.
Yeah.
Which means my wounds increase. Or no, well, yeah, I think. Hang on. Half resilience. Yeah, my wounds possibly increase. My defense increases. Yeah, my speed increases. So my walk, charge, and run increase. My initiative increases for the next hour. In-game hour.
Yeah.
That's why I asked how fast I could eat a guy, because I would eat both if I could, but I'll take the 1.
Yeah. Well, Smokey and Alistair, it looks like the 2 of you are on lookout duty.
Okay, so things are about to go really bad now. I guess there's no one to work at the tracks unless there's another tower. So
This is the one
how do we get
tower.
out of here without being seen? That's the only one. Okay, that's good and bad.
Um,
Is there sorry, is there a portion of this tower that is not readily viewable from the rest of the yard? Like you said, we were near like a building repair
I mean,
depot where
basically you're in the tallest part of this depot, so no
Yeah.
one can like see in.
sure.
Um,
Just I remember Smokey said she had rope, and I'm wondering if we went out towards the roof of the building, if anybody would be able to notice us abscond.
it's possible. There's a lot of people out in the yard, but worth a good enough flip. Alistair, I know that you said that you wanted to look out to try to see where Marianne went. Marianne is
If she's still within in view, otherwise
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and
she's climbing
to
into a
trace by.
carriage with a handful of guard and is leaving the rail station.
Oh, she's not even getting on the train.
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, while I'm at the window, can I go ahead and get us started on the
Absolutely.
train spotting?
If you go with notice or engineering, I'll give you positive twist to it. But I would also take, well, actually up here you're probably looking at either engineering or notice.
Um. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try engineering, which is gonna give me an AV of 3.
3. This is target number 12. Need a 9 or higher. There's a 5 of rams for the first one. Oh, also you can all draw a card because I shuffled the deck.
Hey.
Your second one is a 9 of rams. That is going to be just enough with a 12. That is a single success.
Woohoo!
Smokey, what are you doing?
Probably trying to figure out the fastest way we can get out of here. All right,
Down the
things are going to
stairs.
start going bad. Nobody knows we stabbed him right now.
Yeah.
Why don't we just leave? Do we know what train we're looking for now?
You don't. You're 1 success towards the needed 8.
Okay. Well, I'll go down the stairs, and I think it's nearby, right?
It is a
I'll step
tiny
into
room.
whichever.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go downstairs and I'll step into whichever office is closer, and leave it open and just kind of wait and see if I hear anybody coming up.
I mean, you still hear
Scratch that. I'm sitting at the bottom of the stairs.
there's the handful of the mercenaries still hanging out. None of them seem alerted that anything is wrong.
Yeah, but at least this way, like, if I hear something that sounds like an alert, I can like bang the metal of the stairs, like,
Sure.
friends, we need to go immediately, kind of a thing. So I don't know what else to do.
Early warning system. Nice.
Well, Alistair, if you want to keep looking, you have enough time to make another check.
Yeah. I'm also going to pull a handkerchief out of my pocket and pass it over to my cousin.
Oh, she's still eating. She is still eating.
Well, put her on the table next to her so it's there when she's ready.
Tables
yeah,
on the floor, man. Like, full tucked into this guy. Like, probably going
all right,
abdomen
I'll
right.
hold on to it and give it to you later. That's fine.
I'm just letting you know, like, she is not acknowledging anybody else right now.
Another engineering
I
flip.
just picturing you like doing a little happy food dance.
You know, she's ravenous. Like,
I can do an engineering check if
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doc, if you want
so
to take a peek out,
AV3?
absolutely.
since Smokey's covering us so well. Yeah, I do an engineering check. I got an AV of 3.
so both of them have 3s. Awesome.
Well, Doc, There's a 12 and a 13 for you.
What was the target number?
12.
12. 12 and a 13.
So still just 1 degree of success.
Yeah,
Still success though.
it is, but one more we would have gotten margin,
Is
and that would have smoothed.
2 successes, and our positive twist for Alistair. We're getting these 12s out of the way. The 12 and the 10.
It's not good for us, guys.
There's another
Unless they're
success.
attacking us.
We're at 3 out of the needed 8. As the two of you are staring out, looking for the proper trains, you're reading those little brass plates, which is kind of hard to see, but you're at least being able to tell it's 1, 9. Nope. Okay, moving on to the next one. When the phone goes off, it starts ringing loudly.
I'm the only one up here with any deceive, aren't I? Smokey had better deceive, and she's down there. Or actually, no,
try to run up and
Alistair,
get it, but I
you've
don't think I'll
got
make it.
good cunning, don't you? You have a 3 in cunning.
I do.
Yeah. Well, unless Steve doesn't want to, I would suggest Alistair answers the phone.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Reach out, grab this newfangled device called the telephone.
Yes, but I know exactly, the current up to date protocols on how to answer it. Essentially, tower control.
What
But
is
I knew it was the right
happening
name.
up there? Have you fallen asleep? What? They're just
No,
whoever this you're
everything's fine
talking
now.
to is
Everything's fine now.
furious. We have missed 2 different switches. Just please tell me you have it under control.
Yes, quite under control. I'm just a new recruit.
Let's go with a deceive flip on this. Target number 11.
We're having a Han Solo moment right here.
I'm fine. How are you?
Thank you for catching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AV3.
There's a 2 of rams.
Oh, what's the target number?
Okay.
11.
Oh,
That's okay.
is it?
This is bizarre, but it's what the class does. So I'm going to discard a 2 of clubs, which allows me to retry that with the academic skill of my choice. I'm going to bamboozle them with the bureaucracy of all the comings and goings of the rail yard.
Yes.
All right. So what's your new AV?
New AV is 6.
6. That means that you got a total of a 19 of every suit, because that is a red joker.
Oh, yes. Sucks that happened, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just fix it, and the line goes
Okay.
dead.
Before the line goes dead. I wasn't gonna do this, but that's every suit, so it triggers.
Uh-huh.
Target must pass a bureaucracy target number 10 plus 2 per margin of success to avoid being dazed for the rest of the scene.
What target number?
Target number 10 plus 2 for each margin of success. So I think that's
12.
What
total of
do you
12?
need on the last one?
12, yeah.
It was 19, and you beat it by 6 or more.
Also, the red joker usually counts as achieving an additional margin of success on top of
Oh
whatever
yes,
else.
thank you.
Okay,
So
so 10, 14.
So it's
14,
14, and they don't flip anything. So he got a 7. They just don't flip. They just count as having flipped a 7. So it's fail.
So he's stunned by the bureaucracy.
He's sat there on the phone, stunned done.
So
Well
dazed, he's
done,
got
Alfie.
-2 on anything he's doing for the rest of the scene.
Yep. And the phone it is just some muttering and just befuddled trying to form words, and then click, hangs up.
And
You've
that was an
actually
academic skill,
convinced
so I
him that
dropped
we
her.
haven't missed anything, actually. He just didn't fill out his paperwork correctly today.
Yeah.
So you have time, apparently, Persephone, if you want to start eating the other body.
Oh, hell yes!
I mean, if I've got time.
Yeah?
Yeah, I tuck into the next guy.
You could
Sucks for
also
his
help us
family.
try and finish this up. We're only
Or-
2 out of 8.
Or I could eat a guy.
Yeah.
We're 3 out of 8.
I mean, yeah, what was I thinking? Sorry.
Doc,
Cool.
another engineering flip for you?
Yeah. I can't think of anything else I could use in this instance.
Yeah.
Ooh. A 2 and a 3 of masks. That's
What's the TN for this?
3. TN 12.
TN
Do
12?
you need a 9
Yeah.
or... oh wait,
Can
what's
you
your
cheat
AV?
it?
3.
So you need a 9 or higher, yeah.
Yeah, I need a 9 or higher. Okay. I'm gonna cheat it with a queen of clubs.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
4 of 8.
Trust me, you don't want me to make these rolls. I have no
Everybody
ranks in
drink.
engineering and only a 1 in notice. I am not the person to make checks here.
All right, Alistair. Another check for you. Oof. Double 3s of rams and toads.
Ooh.
It's
What
you
is
have
your-
a 5?
AV.
If I'm using engineering, it's a 3.
So you also
What about
need a
notice?
9 or higher if you want to cheat.
Actually, a notice would be 4.
So an 8 or
So
higher.
8 or higher.
Just to be clear, you said the train spotting requires 8 successes.
Mhm.
2 from each of it. Is that two times the number of us, or is that each
It
of
is
us
the
needs
number
to
of
have
players times 2.
2? Okay. All right.
We can
Uh,
keep just being the ones that contribute toward the successes, but that's how the number's determined.
Yeah.
Can you cheat high enough to get a success?
Yeah, I can. And it uses up a suit. I might need it later, but that's okay. So, switching it out for an 8.
Okay. That is 5 of 8. Smokey at the bottom of the stairs. You can hear some commotion going on from the actual, warehouse floor of switches aren't being pulled. Trains are starting to back up. No one knows what's going on. You imagine that pretty soon people are going to start coming up and investigate. You're muted.
Yes.
I'm sitting at the bottom of the stairs talking to myself, so now you can hear me.
RP on
I
point.
figure-
Hell yeah.
I figure the phone rang, so I mean we're already made or close to it, so I'm gonna walk back up the stairs. If I were to try to spot this and I fail, is that bad for us, or is it just a normal failure?
It's just a failure.
All right, I'm gonna try, if I can, use notice and try to also look at the train.
You're coming out basically letting everyone know that people are starting to get suspicious, and you're just trying to quickly just try to spot anything helpful.
Yeah, and since the phone was loud, I mean, I figure I already know.
What's your notice, AV?
2.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter.
No.
Is that the Black
That is
Joker?
the
No.
Black Joker.
I fall out of the tower.
You
And
know
that
what though?
also counts as a margin of failure on top of additional margins of failure.
You said it didn't matter if I failed.
I mean, nothing immediately
Yeah.
bad happens, but we do track successes and failures.
For
Sorry,
this though,
I misunderstood what you were asking, I think. Yes, I thought you were asking if there was anything immediately was going to happen if you fail. Nothing immediately happens, but both successes and failures are tracked.
We're
Yeah, that's what I
racing,
was asking
basically.
if it mess up the count, but it's too late. No.
It's fine. That
missed
is
it.
your first and second failure. That is not enough to pass the failure requirement, so you're still good.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I misunderstood what you were saying. I should have clarified.
Gotta go.
But
I mean,
Don't miss me.
you are out of
if
time.
I finish, okay, I say if I finish eating this guy, I could take a look. But
You are done eating, but basically they're gonna have to drag you away because either you're all either going out that window or you are rushing down those stairs and hoping that there's no one stopping you.
that's fine. I will tuck whatever left bits I didn't eat because I can't eat bones. I mean, I technically can gnaw on them, but I can't eat them. So I tuck that into like the corner, like when you open the door, that corner behind that door, like of the room, to where you don't see them initially, but you see them when you maybe turn around and actually take a look. I will just shove them over there. I will grab my veil and my skirt and like tack it back on, cover back up, and as we're walking, that's fine. I can do that.
So are we headed down the stairs?
I'm following them wherever they're telling me to go.
Smokey, I think you might be in charge of this retreat.
I mean, they haven't made us yet. Should we just keep walking back the way we came in, or should we try to walk out and hope there's another exit? Leave it to the group.
I think the only exit is through that group.
There is
right?
that or
Yeah.
out the window.
Then let's do that because they don't know yet.
The way I see
They
it,
don't know yet.
if we go out the window and we're spotted, they're going to immediately know something was up.
Exactly.
If we go down the way through the stairs, we're going to get stopped and asked questions about. I'm pretty sure at this point.
Either way, we're gonna have to deal
Yeah.
with it.
We're out
It's
the,
half a dozen of one.
out the window
Is
or
it
down
No
the
one's
stairs.
discovered the bodies
Or
yet.
deception.
I already ate
Nobody's
the
noticed
bodies.
the bodies yet, so let's just walk. Yeah. They don't know yet.
Okay. So I need a deceive flip from whoever's in the lead.
I guess that's
me.
me.
That's
What is your
Smokey, I think.
deceive, AV?
2.
2. That is an 8 of tomes. Total of a 10 beats the target number 8.
Awesome.
To slip past them, no problem. Even though that you can all now hear the ruckus going on of things are starting to get fucked. No one knows why. And as we step out of the tower, there are people that, start rushing in and start heading up towards top. But from here, you can either continue your engineering or notice at a straight flip this time, or you can use bewitch or bureaucracy to start asking around if people have seen this train, or if they know where it is, or it can point you in the right direction.
What's the TN on the notice
12.
from here? 12?
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and use a bureaucracy now that it's not
Sure.
at a relative penalty.
What's
So
your
it's,
AV?
AV 6.
6?
6.
6.
An 11 of tomes makes that a 17, which is a success.
A degree of... Is that a degree or is that
6 or higher.
6 or higher? Okay.
But that is still 6 of 8 successes.
Can I use convince to just straight up hey, have you seen this one?
That would still fall under bureaucracy, unfortunately.
Oh.
Sorry.
Engineering then, I guess.
Engineering.
A 3 for me.
AV?
3.
3. With a 10 of crows, that's a 13.
Awesome. I was kind of hoping that would fail so I could draw a card, but that's okay.
Success.
So we need one more.
You need one more.
Do a notice on me. I got an AV of 1.
Love it.
Trust me.
Is a 10 of rams. An 11 is a failure.
No, it's an 11 of rams.
That is a success.
Hell yes.
That is
I
8.
feel like I contribute because I ate 2 guys and wasted people's cards. So I'm contributing because I knew I could do it if I had to cheat it. So I am making it happen. We are finding that train and we are getting the fuck on it.
Tucked away on a little remote siding sits a locomotive with a lone passenger car bearing the number 190. As we make our way towards it, while a distant long freight train rumbles past you out of the Southgate station, its caboose pulls away like a curtain, revealing yet another small siding. In the siding rests a locomotive linked to a lone passenger car numbered 1903. As we stare for just a moment at these 2 identical cars, you notice yet a third small train making its way to the far end of the Southgate rail yards, it too pulling a single passenger car. And it's hard to tell from this distance, but you can pretty well guess that it is numbered 1903.
You
So we're either
bugger.
playing the shell game, or is there some magic buffoonery going on here? Like, is this an illusion?
It's not
I'm
hard.
pretty sure we're playing the shell game.
It's not hard to get close to them. It's not like
Okay.
these are heavily guarded or anything. Workers around here don't really stop to give you the time of day, much less stop you and ask for credentials. So that's not the issue. But what would you like to do?
Oh God.
Quick question.
Mhm.
We did find the plans for the car that kind of show where the safe would be hidden.
The safe is
Mhm.
basically the entirety of the passenger car.
Right. Is there anything, how do I put it, very specific to the actual car with the safe that would denote it from its lookalikes, perchance?
Every train car looks completely and utterly ordinary. Unremarkable passenger cars coupled to a worn, stubby locomotive. All in gray and black trim of the Condor Rails Company. The passenger car window shades are pulled down, and the trains seem completely unattended. The closest people are pairs or trios of rail workers doing track maintenance, maybe a dozen or so yards from each of them.
I'm pretty
When
good
I
at
picked up the
track.
clothes from
I'm wondering, obviously, if we look around, we're going to see, lots of boot prints from people, from workers going by. Any chance I might be able to find tracks from presumably fancier shoes that Marianne might have been wearing?
She didn't head towards the
I'll
train
see
car.
which ones.
She got in a carriage, a horse-drawn carriage, and left.
So when I picked up
And
the
I guess
clothes
they've
from
been moving around since then. So okay.
the people who just got it,
Mhm.
was there any coin in their pockets?
Oh, no.
Any script?
No.
No.
I'm not going to keep script on them while they're at work. That is uncouth.
I don't
Yes.
think even if there was, it would be left at this
Right.
point. It's just dietary fiber.
No, I don't eat money. I'm smart enough to not eat money. Thank you.
I was
you
thinking about just
didn't-
giving a script to a worker
I
and asking
specified that
points
I
to this
pulled
on
the
the
uniforms off
You did.
before I ate
You
them.
did.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So all of these cars, all of these passenger cars, they're currently empty, correct?
Well, I mean, the shades are
And-
pulled, but you can imagine there is no room for passengers, so it's not like people could load
Right,
onto them
right.
anyways.
Sure. And one of them, in theory, has a safe loaded up with money,
Ideally, yeah.
correct? That would probably be pretty heavy. Is there any chance we can
Yeah.
watch
I mean, scrip is, even, thousands of scrip isn't nearly as heavy as, a 10-ton metal safe.
Mm,
And if all three of them have the same safe,
Yeah, if all
it doesn't
three of them.
matter.
I was kind of thinking if just one of them has the save, we can watch as it's being pulled through the yard and see if it accelerates a little bit slower than the rest.
I mean, yeah, you can
Mm.
certainly sit back and wait. If one of them starts moving, you could also, sneak up and go and inspect them.
Okay.
None of them are
What do
guarded.
you guys think? Should we
None of them.
get in there?
There's just workers near them.
That's weird.
Well, I mean,
They probably think that since they're tucked back so far that nobody's going to go after them.
if they're trying to keep a, train like this hidden, it would kind of give it away if there were guards.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what would you like to do?
I mean, I hop up on the nearest one and inspect it.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Do you know anything about trains? Smokey?
No,
Do any of you
Mm-mm.
know anything about trains?
Like, in the sense of what, like engineering?
Like, if you were
Academic
to
stuff,
look
or-
at a locomotive and potentially notice that something was off.
What are you looking for here? Like a
Just
role playing aspect or a mechanical aspect? Just so
a little
we're
of
clear.
both. Just curious if any of you would have the wherewithal to potentially make this flip.
I mean, I've got one rank in notice, and I have one intellect of 1, so maybe?
Sure. Works for me.
I've got a mercenary upbringing. Maybe my parents worked on train. Same thing with the Catalan guards. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Persephone and
I
Doc.
don't know
I'll give you
trains,
both
but
a
I
flip.
know locks.
We'll absolutely get to the locks, I promise you.
Yeah.
But just as we're
There's
approaching
a
the
reason
first
I
one,
jumped up.
Persephone, what's your AV for notice?
For notice, it's a 1.
A 1. A 6 of tomes. Unfortunately, a fail. Target number 10, in case I didn't mention that.
I could cheat it for success. Yeah, fuck it. 9 of masks. It's a 10 total.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I want to know. The curiosity is killing me.
For each of the locomotives, it has a full coal hopper at the back, as you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
The odd thing is that these coal hoppers are not only old and outdated, but unused.
For all 3 of them?
Yep. And for a locomotive that's supposed to be running, that shouldn't be the case.
Okay.
What if it's not just one safe? What if there's 3?
And
Or
it
it's
is
not
that
a
none
same
of
for
them have run.
number.
all 3 of them. Their coal hoppers are there for decoration.
Okay, hang on. So when you say there for decoration, like I like in my mind, like out of character, I know what the coal hopper. It's like pile of coal,
Mhm.
right? Looking at that pile, is it an actual pile or is it like
It's got
a
coal, yeah.
solid piece that looks like coal? Okay, so it is coal. It's just not used.
Yep.
Did these things run on Steam?
Well, I mean, unlikely, considering trains in this setting, but if you'd like, we can certainly try and break into one. I know Smokey's
magic.
staring at this lock.
That's the thing. I have 2 ranks in counter spelling. That's
Here's-
why I was wondering if this is magic based.
Hard to tell without getting inside.
All right, Smokey, crack one of these bitches. Let's go.
So my intention actually was just to look at the locks, because anytime
sure.
you use something, it wears it. So the one that's being used more often would have a patina that's different from the other ones,
Ooh.
unless there's magic involved.
So in each of the locomotives, you're seeing the boiler and the coal hopper, and in between is a completely enclosed crew compartment. It is a pretty hefty lock on each of them. All seem equally used.
Right.
Whenever Smokey does
Dig in
do
the coal.
her lock picking, I would like to give her the assist action so she can add my 2 ranks in lock picking to her final duel total.
Do any of you have any?
I
Go ahead.
think Persephone was onto something. I think maybe it's a dummy lock, and the actual safe is
Oh yeah,
something else.
there's basically
Do
the
you think
door
that-
to the locomotive, the actual crew compartment engine, which is what we're looking at, but connected to it is the actual passenger car with the safe in it.
Mm-hmm.
That we
And a
know
big-
of.
Vat of coal that's not being used.
Yeah.
Right here.
Right.
Let me just dig in the coal.
Start digging through it. It's coal.
All right. Nothing behind it. All right.
Yeah.
Should I just try to lock?
Yeah, try unlock the crew compartment, because something's up with this.
Somebody has a higher lockpick than I do, I think. I think
What's
I've got
What's your lockpick?
a 4. A 4.
I think it's you.
Doc's was higher, wasn't it?
That's you.
You get a +2
Alright.
though from Doc's
Let's
help.
do it then. Oh, that's right. All right, let's do it.
You have a
That's
6.
a 6.
TN 12. That is a 7 of rams. Total of a 13. That is a success.
Woo. Just push that one over the edge.
Very
Right.
quickly, just making your way
Thank you.
in. The lock clicks. You're able to open the door. Inside, the compartment is filled with a surprisingly complicated mechanism. There are manual controls, but there are pneumatic controls. There's wheels and dials that just don't make sense. Do any of you had any points in either artifacting or engineering? This thing is real weird looking.
Nope.
I'd be happy to give one of you an engineering challenge with a difficulty.
Not me. I have a 1 in engineering.
I've just got my intelligence, which is 3, and so I think that's the same as Alistair.
Willing to give it a shot?
Absolutely.
Can they help each other?
We don't have any ranks.
Oh,
We
that's
can't
right.
assist.
No ranks. You can't assist.
That is a 1 of masks and a 2 of tomes.
Oh.
What's the TN?
12.
It's a negative. It can't be cheated.
Oh, sorry. It's target number 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, negative twist. Unfortunately, it's just a real weird looking engine.
When I fail a skill based on something like intelligence, I can discard a card to either try it again or discard a club to try it again with bureaucracy.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go ahead and discard a club to try it with bureaucracy, which is an AV6.
So your total is AV6, so we need a 4 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Right, cross your fingers.
It is a 13 of rams,
13.
Yeah.
but it is still at a negative.
Yep.
Is that
Oh,
No!
3
is that a
of crows?
God damn.
Which brings us up to a 7 out of the needed. Or sorry. You were at 6, correct?
So 9 out of
86.
So that brings us up to a 9 out of the needed 10. But you
And
get to draw a
can't
card.
cheat it, right?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
no clue what all of this is.
Mm. Doesn't have any magical element to it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Because I don't know if this will work or not, and I'm going to throw it out there just because we're trying to rack our brains against it. I have 2 ranks of counterspelling, putting me at an AV4. I know counterspelling is usually to stop magic, but would it give ideas what's going
unless
on?
there was some burst of magic from this thing, like attacking you or something, counterspelling, unfortunately,
It doesn't
won't help.
matter. Okay. All right.
Wondering
Okay.
if I shouldn't go to the next train car.
I've got one last plan. If you guys are up for it, I've got 3 script in my pocket. That's a decent chunk for anybody. It's more than a guild guard makes in a week. I can try and bribe just an engineer to tell me what it does.
Do you think they
In
know?
theory, no, but they'll have a better idea. I mean, they might be able to at least look at it and tell us, yeah. I don't think the engineers will know about the safe more than anybody else. The only person who should know about the safe are the people who own it and probably their personal yes men, right?
Right.
There
So
was no clue on this
just
blue script.
come over here, tell me what this does, go away, here's 3 script, you never
There.
saw nothing.
Actually, yeah, the blueprints that we got,
Huh?
it doesn't show this part of it, right? It's just the compartment car.
It
on
was
the blueprints,
just
right?
the passenger car, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just the car. Right.
On the connection between the two part pieces,
Mhm.
is there extra connections and cables going from the caboose to the car?
Regular connection. There's nothing visually different about these 3 cars. Not one single thing.
Do we want to break
Just-
into the passenger compartments and see if it's possible to break into the vault? We'd have 3 to break into, but
Just as a weird offshoot, I stick my head into the boiler where you'd shove the coal.
Mhm.
Does it show any signs of having ever been used?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So this thing probably runs on a soul stone is my only guess.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well, let's go break into the cars.
The
Okay.
passenger side, yeah.
If Smokey doesn't mind, I could give it a shot.
All right.
There's any way to
What is
assist me?
your AV?
5.
All right. Either end of this, the passenger car is locked and reinforced. It is a target number 15 lockpicking challenge. So you need a 10 or higher.
How many ranks does Smokey have? You have AV4 or 4 ranks in lockpicking?
Oh, I'm sorry. AV4.
So 2 ranks in lockpicking?
Or 1.
So 2, because Smokey could help, right?
Yeah.
They both
Yep.
have ranks,
Yeah, if there's any way for me to help, I want to help.
which adds to your pull, right?
Yeah. So it would be, I just get her ranks added to the final duel total.
Yep.
Okay, so what is
So
it
it would
put your
be-
AV at?
7,
So that's 14
7 is 14.
with the 7.
which is not
That's
enough,
a fail.
Oh, it's 15.
unfortunately.
Do
Would you
you
like to
have any to
cheat?
cheat?
I only had a 7.
Damn. Okay.
Unfortunately, the lock holds firm, and I need to make a stealth check for everyone.
Oh, crap.
Gonna go down the line here because I do need to flip for everyone. The two of you that are on the door, Smokey and Doc, what are your AVs?
For stealth,
Mhm.
oh, just to let you know, I'm drawing a card for losing an expertise duel.
Perfect.
But my stealth is 2.
2. Smokey? 3.
3.
Doc?
Hmm.
That is a 13 of tomes. You beat the target number 9 stealth.
I'm not even aware someone's looking at me. I'm just that small.
Smokey! That is an 11 of crows. You smashed that target number 9 stealth. Persephone and Alistair, assuming that the two of you are like tucked away, I will give you a positive twist on that.
Cool. I got a 1 for my stealth.
That is a 4 and a 12 of rams. You demolish that stealth roll. Dang it, everybody drink.
Hey!
And Alistair, what's your AV?
AV for stealth is 5, unless this counts as trying to hide in a crowd.
No,
Which it doesn't.
there's not enough of us to be a crowd.
Well, that is a 10 of tomes. You're all
God.
fine. But that lock is not going anywhere.
Do we want to try and can we try and pick the lock again?
There's
I think it's
another
with
door.
like a +1 to it.
Yeah, there's the other
You
side
want-
of the other side of the car.
Yeah, let's try and pick the other lock.
All
If
right.
that's okay with Smokey and she wants to help me again.
Yeah, I'll assist you again. Yeah.
So you are
Okay.
+7 to this. Need an
Yes.
8 or
Watch,
higher.
this is the Black Joker.
Nope, he already pulled the black.
That is a
Okay.
9 of masks.
There it is.
That is a success.
Hell yeah! Just-
The outside door opens to a small vestibule, the width of the car, but barely a few yards deep. Before you stands a wall of solid metal with a narrow door sporting a small locking wheel and several combination dials.
Do we? Okay. Do we want to check another car before we open this one? Try and open this one. Those of this one's openable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking if you have to, or one of us has to try to open several locks, we're going to have to make a bunch of stealth checks. So maybe we try to get this far on one of the other cars and see if it's the same. No, it will be
Well,
the same
right
one. I guess
now-
we're all basically the same.
We weren't even supposed to open this thing. We were supposed to bring it to them. They were going to open it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, and how are you going to bring a whole car to
Sure.
them? I got rows, but they're not that strong.
Then we need to check and make sure that the other cars are empty and don't just have another identical safe in it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, the plan is now hook them together somehow and
It's possible.
Those of you with any points
Otherwise-
in lockpicking would know that opening a safe is very different. It is extremely difficult. Blasting one open requires explosives 4, plus an hour of careful placement, and then a TN16 explosive challenge. Damaging this vault by any other means does nothing. The lockpick requires 20 minutes, a lockpicking toolkit, and a target number 18 lockpicking challenge.
Right, so that's not an option right now.
No.
You would have to get, even with assist, it would
You'd
have
have
to
to
be a jack through king to get it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay.
So, I think the other option here is we officially cannot open this.
Right.
Period. We do need to open up at least one of the other cars and see if it is another safe.
Okay.
Otherwise, because it might just be identical all the way down. For all we know, 2 of them are filled with Monopoly money. So it wouldn't even matter if we got it open.
You aced your stealth, as to not make you to continue to flip for your lock picking. The 2 of you could basically repeat what you did. Every single car of these 3 are identical. They have the identical vault.
God
Yeah,
damn
dang
it!
it! Come on.
Okay,
All
one
right.
question.
Mhm.
While we're examining these mini trains, is there anything weird about how they're coupled?
Nothing.
Oh.
Looking
That's
at
what I was
this,
asking earlier.
there's nothing about the coupling, nothing about the design, the windows, the doors, the vault. Not a single thing is
all
different.
of the trains have that same weird pneumatic extra
Every
setup
single one.
on the caboose.
Because what I'm thinking is, if we can uncouple the passenger car with the vault from the weird engine we don't know what to do with, we can steal a different engine and haul it off.
Well, the problem is that you'd have to switch track to get pieces put together like that, and I don't know how to do the switch box, and getting back up to there is going to be fucking impossible.
Yeah, no one's going back up to the switch box.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that.
There are manual switches, but we know how to work them, and
I don't have any
Be able
engineering.
to-
I got nothing.
do it.
And none
Anything
of
with
our
that.
information contained anything like they're moving the money soon, right? We can't just wait for
They
these
had
to
no
go onto
idea.
a train now.
We
And
just
they
get the
didn't-
Southern Bells involved.
which also
And it,
means
it wasn't in her office.
they didn't know that there were multiples when they gave us this job, so this is going to
Yeah.
be.
So what would you like to do?
I mean, they're going to hook it up anyway. Maybe our best bet is to just get on Southern
But
Bell
they might
somehow.
just hook up a dummy. The real one could just be
What are we
left
gonna
at
do
the
about that?
yard.
Could be.
We
Um,
just, I don't want to be the one to have to say it, but we have to figure out how to drive trains. We don't know how to drive.
I'm going to take another look at that weird contraption that they've got in that to run it. Does it look like, because you said it might be magical-esque starter or whatever.
Yep.
Does it have any space other than like soulstone, drop a soulstone, have it happen? Does it have any space where somebody could like use their own blood or life force or something
Nothing
to
like that.
start it? Okay.
If only I had the interrogation magia and the inanimate object to Muto. Do you have money in you safe?
So one of you did mention that you have the schedule. You have all been in the train yard long enough. I would be happy if one of you wants to make a bureaucracy track or even wilderness challenge to basically figure out how to align the tracks, the direction you need to go in order to get this thing out of the train yard.
Alistair's time
Be
has
Alistair.
come. Shine on, my beautiful. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to remember. Shine on, my beautiful boy.
Yep. So bureaucracy is AV6.
Okay, so you need a 4 or higher, and that is a 5 of masks. You're pretty sure that you have an escape route. You could plot this. If you could figure out how to get it going, you could navigate this train out of here.
I think our only real option at this point is to bribe a random engineer and be like, what does this do? How does this work?
I guess.
Because we don't have the ranks in it. None of us do.
I know.
I mean, if Hoop wants to end the session right now and we
We're
come
ending
back
very
next
soon.
session, we will have ranks in
No,
engineering.
we're not going to cheese it like that.
I mean,
I
the
feel
only
like I've
question I
gotten
have is
some
why
hands-on
would they-
experience.
hang on.
Yeah.
What's up?
why would they hook up a dummy to the Southern Bell if we know that they're trying to move it on there and that's the information we were given? If she gave us the wrong information, like, Not much we can do about that. But
because they might have been given the wrong information. There's
They also
there's
probably
3
didn't
duplicates.
know-
They didn't
they
even know
probably
about
didn't know
them.
the duplicates. Yeah.
And why would they hook up a duplicate on the Southern Belle is to trap a
I'm
train
thinking
robber,
whoever wanted to move the money from here to there is probably the one who arranged for the Southern Belle to get it. But maybe not.
So, the last thing I need to ask
Probably.
is, what is our plan? Are you trying to pilot one out of here? Are you trying to commandeer an engineer to take you out? Or are we just waiting and watching?
Okay. So, my opinion, the smart thing to do is to bureaucracy check, figure out how to move the tracks, steal all 3 at once after we've shanghaied an engineer into telling us how they drive. That might be the smart thing to do. That at least some modicum of success. The fun thing to do is wait until one's left the station, and then we do moving train heist.
And I think it's probably a better bet.
Yeah, because here's the thing: even if the engineer you bribe tells you how to do it, if your hunch is correct and those require soul stones, you got any? Because I don't.
I don't either. But it might be like a lot of
point, though,
constructs. They have built-in soul stones, and oh look, an engineer.
I mean, at that point, though, we could go back to what I was thinking a minute ago, which is steal another engine that is easier for an engineer to drive, and grab the passenger car, as opposed to figuring out how to work these weird super engines.
You really think no one's going to notice an engine pulling 3 cars unplanned out of this place? Even if we managed to do all that?
Just
Like, you really think that they'd just
Like,
be
you'd
like,
have
oh,
to
well, they
hook-
took all
you'd
3
have
and
to
there's not a
basically-
single person who cares about the right
Someone's
one. Like,
definitely watching these cars and not trying to look like it. Like, you wouldn't leave them. You'd leave them unguarded, but not unsupervised.
so if we take
We
them,
could-
even if we just took
mm.
one, there's a chance that they'd probably know. Stealing the car from here, I think, is maybe not the right way, but doesn't mean we can't get an engine and follow it. So we go faster, and then when it's moving, maybe we get it that way. Just that.
So I think the funnest thing to do at the very least is big train heist tomorrow on moving train.
Yes.
We know what we're looking for.
So our answer is that we are trying to escape with this train.
Oh, I thought you meant moving. Right.
I think so. If we're doing any moving train ideas, it's either going to be trying to escape with this train, or the other one is waiting until somebody comes to get one of these 3 and hopping on at that point. So which one are we doing?
At which point they're going to grab all 3.
Maybe.
Above game, I'm thinking kind of like,
It's still going to be a shell game. Yeah.
Marine One with the president. There are 3 helicopters.
Basically, from a GM standpoint, I just need to know if basically which of the 3 you're picking, the one that was closest to you, the one that you spotted second, or the one that was already out in the train yard, the third one. And if you are waiting or if you are trying to get that train car out. Because you have a path. It is possible to get it out. It is just, actually activating the train car. So
I feel like we wait.
Okay, so we're waiting.
I feel like we wait until it's hooked up to the Southern Belle. That's my
They are
opinion.
all hooked up to
whatever
the Southern
popular
Belle.
boat is. Oh, they're all
All
hooked up.
3 of them are
Oh.
hooked up to their individual engines.
Oh, they're all called Southern Belle.
Called Southern Belle.
Yes.
Scheiße.
Yeah.
Oh.
At any moment, any of the 3 of them could leave the station. So,
I mean,
are we trying to get one out?
if
And
we
so,
would have time, we could break into other end of the other one? Because if they're trying to make it pass from the way it looks, then why would they bother putting all the ears and the this and that in the inside
We already
of the
did
one
that.
that
we already
broke into
popped all
first?
3. They all are the same.
All
Oh, we did.
identical.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
gave
thought we just did the
our
back end
stealth
of
check
those.
was high, the collective stealth check was high enough that you guys would have been able to go and do the other 2. They all
Yeah,
are
I
similar.
thought we were doing the 20-minute unlock one. I thought
No,
we just
that's to
checked
crack a
outside.
safe, and we can't even do that.
So,
If we started a crazy idea, but if we started a fire on all 3 trains, would they rush to save one first?
I don't know.
that is option
Unfortunately,
3.
guys,
Wait. Oh no, that we have 3 smoke bombs. We have 3 trains.
but then that's going to tighten security on them. Also, I am very sorry, guys. It was wonderful playing with you all. I do have to leave
Yes.
right now.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. We'll try not
Thank
to get
you.
everyone
I will
killed
see
while you're
you
gone.
guys all 19.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to come back. It's going to be 3 new characters.
So,
I'm just going to leave everything cooked up and
you're all good.
for the moment.
I feel like the answer
Have
here is
fun.
that basically I give you all some time to think about it, and we come back next time with a plan. Because at the moment we have no plan. I don't think that anyone knows what to do.
We don't have the right skills. That's the problem. We don't have the skill set for it. So.
All right. So, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to my lovely cast. I love this game, and I'm very excited for what is about to happen. It's going to be so good. But, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'm going to go around, let everyone tell you who they are, where you can find them, and then we will get out of your hair. We will go right to left, as we did for intros, which means that Steve, you were up first.
I am Steve, Tall Halfling on most of the socials, Tall Halfling RPG on Threads. Yeah, my brain is sputtering out at the moment, so we will see what
It's all good.
comes up.
Yeah. And then over to Robin.
Hello, my name's Robin. I am Ginger Brigade on Twitch and Blue Sky. Next thing I have is the next session of this, which is going to be on my birthday. So happy birthday to me. I get to play one of my favorite games. Other than that, I really don't have much on the channel this month because I'm a LARPer and my season kicked up, so I'll be around. But if you do want to hang out with us, myself, Tall Halfling, everybody else included, join our Discord. Links down below. We're very active, we're very nerdy, and that's also where you can sign up to do what we're doing right now and play games on stream with us and Hoop and other guest GMs as well. So
Yeah.
come and hang out with us. We're really fun. We don't bite unless you want us to.
Without written consent.
Without written consent.
Then over to Ling.
Hello, I'm Ling. Need more _dice on most of the stuff, and I picked the wrong skills for this
No, you
challenge.
No, you did not.
I promise you,
But you know what? We'll make the best use of them.
the second
next
half
time.
of this game is very different.
I bet it is. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to figuring out how we're gonna figure it out. So
Okay.
see ish.
That just leaves me. I'm Andrew. I've been a storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. Very excited for the conclusion of this. And yeah, that's all I got. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.